Hello. Can't see who's on or not. Oh yeah, that's right. Evening. Bit early. Bit late. Sorry. Oh, tired. Very busy day. Ish. Hello. Let me just put this number in. Good evening, everyone. Who's starting to join? Let me just have a look at this. I'm going to put a number in here. Hope we all well. 07946 289 289 589. Right, that's my number there. Hope everyone's okay. Hello, Paul. How are you doing? And yes, welcome to Paul and ex-alcohol enthusiasts. It's good word, enthusiasts, isn't it? Hobbyists as well. Hello, Stuart. How are you doing? What a grim day. It's never stopped fucking raining, is it? A good excuse to go to the pub used to be, didn't it? When it was raining, I'll just go to the pub instead. There's nothing else to do. If it was sunny, you go, well, I'll just go to the pub anyway because it's sunny. If it was snowing, you think, well, I better get to the pub, you know. Hello, Dennis, how are you? So whether it's rain, snow, or sunshine, doesn't make any difference. We always go to the pub. It's just an alternative to sitting around. Actually, talking to somebody the other day, you know, they come from Cuba, and he was saying, he gets bored here. He came over for work or whatever, because the weather's not much to do. Even the weather's good, there's not much to do. And that, I'm sure that is what contributes to a lot of people who want the boozer too much, you know, because they just can't find anything else to do. You've got to make things, haven't you? No matter where you live in the world, you've got to make things. You know what I mean? Let me think. Yeah, what's my daughter there? So basically, yeah, getting bored is a bad thing because it lead to relapse, and you think it's going to be great in the pub. I've done plenty of videos about this fantasy versus reality thing, where you wake up and you think, well, I'm going to go to the pub and I'm going to go and sit with some people in front of a log fire and have a couple of pints of real ale and one of them jug things, you know, old-fashioned drinks, the big pints. Hi, Deborah. Steve, I sent you fancy. Not this weekend, Deborah. No. I'm just busy this weekend with our family and things. So yeah, the fantasy is to go into the pub, a nice ploughman's lunch, bite to eat and all that. But the reality of it is, you're going to be going home to probably an empty flat or empty house because you messed your life up. You know, I once had this when I was drinking. I thought I'll just cut down 2 pints a day. It didn't work, you know. I would get home off 2 pints and try and get Dyla drink to bring me some more. So it never works. The fantasy versus reality thing. It's quite staggering how many people do it. They'll try for years to be, you know, a social drinker. And it never ever works. It's incredibly bad. It's incredibly quick to catch up with you, isn't it? And that's a real problem with people. So it's been raining today. It's a fantastic excuse for the pub. And I actually popped in to see a few people getting zero. It was packed in Newcastle. Well, it was Gosforth, actually, just outside Newcastle. Torrential rain, somewhere to go, isn't it? Cheap beer. And then you go in there at 1 o'clock, you might be there at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, midnight, whatever. And that's the problem. Once you start, you can't stop. And that's why I call it the lobster pot, really. That's what the pub is, lobster pot, isn't it? We'll go through a few things here. During 1 pint on Sunday lunchtime, still in the booze at 10:30, watching the third Spanish game. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you want the Sunday lunch, do you? If you never just have Sunday lunch, you go home. You have a few more pints, like Jamie's just said there. Dennis, you don't just give up the drink. You have to change your 100%. You have to change your ways, your pastimes, hobbies, new interests if you want a better chance of success. Hello, Michael. Yeah, it's a good point. It's not just to stop drinking. That's just a tiny part of it. The rest is, you know, completely changing your lifestyle because it was a massive part of my life. Would be for you as well, you know, because it takes over your life and it becomes your only interest, doesn't it? And it just gets worse. John says, is it ultimately more physical or mental? I think it's more mental. to be honest. It takes you back to the pub. It makes you stay in the pub. It's not, the physical side comes with the illness. But my mental state was shot before I got physically ill, I think. Did you ever booze at work? Not at work. I felt rough at times. Sometimes when I've been doing the plainclothes observation in a club or something, you have to be drunk a little bit, but it wasn't anything crazy. Tell you what you should watch: Life on Mars. It's a program. It's about the police in Manchester going back years. It's a bit of a fictional thing because the bloke is in the 90s and he goes back to the 1970s, 80s when I was in. It's crazy how much the police used to drink then. But so did the armed forces. It's just the same, really. What was very staggering for me was the fact that I was from the northeast, in a small village, and not many people drank at lunchtime. When I went to London, I was amazed how many people were in the pub at lunchtime. Early doors, going in at lunchtime, maybe 12 o'clock. I got off the train at King's Cross a couple of years ago, and I thought, I must have a cup of coffee somewhere. I found this pub. It was 2 minutes to 12. I'll never forget the time. It was absolutely packed with drinkers and people having food. And more money down there. A lot of visitors as well, but this was more like a business place rather than visitors, actually, to be honest. Police are more like those cops in the doors. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I don't mean that, but watch Life on Mars. It's good. But yours, drink isn't my problem. Hello, how are you? Stuart goes, I'm very fortunate as I have cut down. Others are doing the same for other reasons. Cost pub not as good as what they were. Yeah, I don't think the pubs are as good. There's nothing to do with the same sort of vibe, is there? Pubs aren't as good. There's a whole new shift. So, what is alcoholism? That's some question. To me, it's when you're completely and utterly controlled by it, and you can't get off it, and you're mentally and physically addicted. That's what alcoholism is. And people say, "Oh, go to the pub every day and have 8 to 10 pints." Oh, you're alcoholics. I think it's the heavy drinkers, bordering on the alcoholism. To be honest, I know lads who can go and have 8 pints, 10 pints a day, but they don't have a drink in the morning like I used to. The heavy drinkers, and they're just waiting to slip into another stage, I think. But alcoholism is when you need to drink. You're dependent on it. If you don't have a drink, you feel terrible. Things get worse and worse by the day, by the week, by the month. I don't know if anybody's got any thoughts on that, but I knew when I was starting to feel ill, and knew where I could get any feeling of regularity was to have a drink. Then that's to say, I was past the point of no return, and that's alcoholism. You can't function without a drink. That's what my definition would be. John, I think drinking alone regular is the first one. So yeah, well, I drank alone, and I also drank in the pub. I drank everywhere, but I think if you just sit in the house, and that's what happened to me in the end. I was doing that. But I was always very sociable, before that. It's when you wake up in the morning shaking like shit dog. Yeah, it's true, Jim. Yeah, wake up shaking. That's not good. Gary, good evening, Steve. Good evening, everyone. Hi, Gary. How are you? James. Hangovers amplify the anxiety. Of course they do. Yeah, I think that's when you hangovers, like I said earlier, or the other day, the hangovers become withdrawal. Instead of feeling a bit rough and a dry mouth and feeling a bit nauseous and a bit pissed off, and you've ripped your jeans and lost 50 quid, that's a hangover. But when you start to shake, you start being sick, you can't keep down a cup of tea, you don't feel like having breakfast, you're late for work, you start taking sick leave, you take annual leave when you shouldn't, all this sort of thing, and you turn up for work and you know you have had too much to drink. That's when you be past the point of no return, in my view. It's hard to get back from that. Hello, Lucy, how are you? I don't want to handle the rattle. Yeah, it's true. That's why people drink. I don't want to handle the rattle. So handle the rattle as a word. It's similar like drugs. Isn't it? I've never taken drugs, but I've heard it's a similar sort of thing. Just trying to sober about the whole carry on, James, exactly right. It's more like withdrawal than regular hangover. Yeah, it is. Regular hangover, like I say, you feel rough, but you can work through that. When you get to the point of withdrawals, and that's happening regularly, and you're taking a drink, it starts, I think, with hair of the dog, even when you go on holiday. And then you think one weekend, actually it's Saturday, I'll have one. Or two to feel a bit rough after Friday. Sunday, maybe have one or two and you feel, God, it's Monday tomorrow. You get the Sunday fears and you're worried about work and all that sort of thing. That's when I think it kicks in. It's more like withdrawing regular hangover. So it's like a nervous breakdown. It is, yeah, that's the best way to put it. A nervous breakdown. It's absolutely horrendous, isn't it? I hope you're enjoying these lives, and I also putting the same amount of videos out as well. So it's taking a bit of time. It's good. I'm enjoying them. I hope I will help you in your sober journey. And if you all, if they're helping you, then please feel free to drop a super chat or a super sticker or something. It helps me to keep this going and get content updated and be on top of it and keep a good vibe going. So just drop a little bit in there if you can. If you can't, well, so be it. But I'm enjoying the fact that we're all getting together most evenings, and there's a regular crowd coming around now. We're getting to know each other, which is good. Hope you always had one, don't one another. That's good. If you just have one. James, love these lives. Appreciate them. Thanks, James. Planning ahead too, I'd make sure I had a few cold ones in for the next month. Yeah, that's the thing. When you start planning ahead and you think you can't go without, and you start worrying about, God, I haven't got enough stock, then you're really in trouble. That was me. Foggy, how do you think some people can drink heavily every day? Isn't it too much of a drain on the body to motivate themselves to? Foggy, I'm not sure. Some people, we're all different, aren't we? But I just got addicted very young. But there are people I know who can drink it all day. But there will come a cropper. They'll have a heart attack or something. Something's going to happen to them. You can't keep hitting your body with all that carry on all the time. Somebody's got to give, isn't it? And it will cause pancreatitis, or it may cause liver damage or something else, cancer. It might just start because some things lie dormant in the body, don't they? Age is coming up to my age. I can drink a couple, I'm fine. A couple more, I'm okay. But I know I've had enough. I don't need the horror of the morning after just a couple. That's good that Pablo he's just saying a little bit more age, maybe a bit more common sense. And if you can cut down like that, I mean, I was too far gone. Even when I was 30, I was a heavy drinker. Probably an alcoholic. I did a video at night about functioning alcoholics. And functional alcoholics, really, they look all right on the outside. But on the inside, they're in a whole world of trouble mentally. You might have, had a decent house, had a good job, had a bit of rank, had some, nice things, had good cars, my wife had a good job. But behind all that mask of, getting ready for work and all this, there was a deep problem, a deep underlying problem. And not just me, a lot of other guys we used to work with drank too much. And I'm not blaming the job. I'm just saying that was the culture. I think the culture of the 80s and 90s was a lot of heavy drinking. Now there are more because of different reasons. And that's why there's more deaths. Because the alcohol-related death rate was the highest ever last year. It's incredible, isn't it? Hi everyone. Hello, Anne. How are you doing? Again, in the regular. It's great to see the regulars on. And Paul and whatnot. Michael, hi, Steve. I've drunk since I was 16 years old and I'm now 68. I can't believe how much damage drink has done to my body. Damage done to your body. I reckon I was a 3.5 when I started watching your podcast and stopped. That's good. As I said, if you enjoy these, if you're getting any benefit from these lives, and please drop us super chat in. I'll keep it going, and we'll keep motivating each other. It's good that there's a team of people now, or customers as a team, working together because we're all interacting. Everyone's got different experiences with alcohol, The liver takes a toll. It does in a lot of cases. The heart as well, though, man, James. I know lots of people have had strokes and heart attacks because of alcohol. Accidents, suicides, it's a whole plethora of problems, isn't it? Becoming obsessive. I work out the ABV in each drink, and when I'd be clear of the booze, it's a normal drink. No, of course I don't. Yeah, we're overthinkers, OCD, ADHD, whatever you want to say, ABC. We're just overthinking, sensitive people, very sensitive folk, alcoholics. If you're interested in one-to-one mentoring, there's a link on the description of all the videos. Get in touch. I'll do a one-to-one session with it. I've had a lot of success with that and getting people off by going through a few steps that I use, and I'll help you with that. If you want to do a one-to-one video, it's good to see people on camera and see how they interact, and I can point you in the right direction. The bright side of the life regeneration. It's when you think you can't enjoy music or anything without alcohol that becomes a problem. Yeah, James. Basically, alcoholism is when you can't, the functional alcoholic especially, you can't do anything without a drink. You can't go to the cinema if you have a drink. You can't go for lunch unless you've had a drink. You can't meet anybody that's just alcohol related. You'd never dream of going for a cup of coffee. I never did. I'm perfectly happy now to go for a cup of coffee. But it's just when your whole world is taken up by I've got to meet him at 10 o'clock, but I have a drink. I can't have a drink till 10. remember some days I had to drop somebody off at the airport at 10 o'clock at night, and I was, Jesus Christ, I felt so agitated all day. As soon as I dropped them off, I went straight to the pub when I got back, really bad. I couldn't drink and drive, obviously, but, just all the problems that came with that. Horrendous. And drinking the cheap, strong ciders and lagers, definitely struggling. It's true, yeah, just go for the cheapness. That's why Wetherspoons is housing all these people like us, we used to be. They're all in there. I mean, I said to one the other day, people are on sticks, they're on wheelchairs. I said this guy today, I said, there's a pub called the Job of Bullman. Hello, James. That's a massive donation. I really appreciate that. Thanks very much. I'm well indebted to you for that. That really helps me a lot. That's James Rogers. Put a lovely donation in there. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. And it's good going. Now, this pub is called the Job Bullman. It's a Wetherspoons, yeah. And I said to one of the lads, I said, if they bombed this pub, just a joke, then the DSS would save millions of hundreds of thousands over the year, and the NHS doctors would be able to go on annual leave. But there you go. That's without my view of Wetherspoons. James, thanks again for that. Fantastic. Brilliant donation. We are trying to open a can of Foster's in the movie theatre. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, coughing. Hello, Pablo. Fantastic donation. Thank you very much. And Pablo says, keep the good work, Stephen. I'm still drinking, but I've established my limits. I hope to give up completely. I'll keep checking in. Good man. Fantastic. Thank you. Thanks to all of you for joining. I'm sorry a bit late. I'm blaming it on the weather. But it hopefully isn't the weather, is it? But like I said, the rain is a good excuse to go to the pub. But so is the sunshine. It's all like it's there for you. The pub's always open, isn't it? If the pub isn't open, the garages or dial drink or whatever it's called. Because when I was drinking heavily, there was no delivery or anything like that. There was no Uber Eats where you could just get your beer delivered. Nothing like that, Thanks for those 2 donations. Really helpful. Appreciate them a lot. So yeah, alcoholism, can't do without drinking, and we'll move on to other issues. I think it gets physically dependent, and somebody asked about whether it's mental or physical earlier in here. To me, it was mental first, and the physical side comes after that, because of the symptoms. The stages of alcoholism, somebody asked, well, I've gone through it before, and I'll do it again because it's very important. People say there's 4, I think there's 5. I think it's the social, the moderate, 1 and 2, 3 is heavy drinking. Then they say 4 is alcoholism, but I think there's a midpoint between 3 and 4. 2 Fosters was my dosage back when I just to drink, pudding drink. Yeah, we'll move on from that, don't we? So we've got stage 1 social, 2 moderate, 3 heavy, and then people say alcoholism. But the 3.5 is when you're drinking heavily, but you're causing yourself issues. You're feeling pretty bad. You're taking time for work. Your family is getting low priority, very low priority, and your high priority is you're drinking. But your low priority is also yourself. You're not looking after yourself. You're not concentrating on your work. You're just becoming an automaton and just working through it. And that's the sort of functional alcohol. So stage 3.5 is when you're at the cliff edge. You got a hold of the cliff edge, yeah. Stage 4 is when you can't hold on anymore. I went from 3.5 to 4 quite quickly. And that's where when you're heavy drinking, you can cope with that. That's what most of the guys do in the pub. Some have gotten 3.5 within they're taking time off, they're packed in work, they've got financial difficulties, they've got no relationships, they don't drive anymore, they've lost a lot. And then they get to 4 when you're hospitalised. If you've got 3.5, it's the point where you need to really put the brakes on, I suppose, It all comes in the guise of your best friend when really it's your worst enemy. Of course it is, 100%. Yeah. Hello, Claire. How are you doing? Hope you had a good Saturday. I know I cannot control my drinking long term. Okay, well, you need to get on. There's a link in my descriptions. Give me a shot and we'll do a 1-to-1. Try and get you off it. I mean, I've got a few people off it and they're still off it, which is fantastic. I mean, I've got lots of endorsements of support. I should put them on post. I'll put a few on. Jill, did you ever worry that you were still over the limit the following day and had to drive to work? I never drove, to be fair. I very rarely drove because I was on the end of the near the Central Line, which was Epping, where the recent riots were actually. So I used to get on the Central Line from Epping to Oxford Circus, and where I worked was just off Regent Street, it's only 5 minutes walk from there. So I very rarely drove, to be honest. Jason, you saved my life. What a fantastic thing for somebody to say. Saved somebody's life. Amazing that. That's why we need to keep this channel going. Save somebody's life. It's incredible. That's what I do it for, you know. And also things that just make me. It's quite emotional. You can save somebody's life, isn't it? By telling your story. Mr. Nose Chain, sobriety gives you your life back. 100%. It'll keep working for you, you know. James, around 8 years ago, I got poorly because of my liver. Drank all the way through these illness spells. Liver recovered, and it happened about 3 times. I had no idea. It's amazing that you got your liver back. Well, liver function back anyway. It's incredible. Thanks again for these super chats and the donations. Really, really good. Thank you. Appreciate them so much. Once your liver's damaged, though, I mean, mine's scarred, but you can get the function back if you get off the booze. If you start having the booze again, you're gone, you know. It's common sense, isn't it, you know? I mean, really, you've got to be focused. It's not just, so obviously people say it's a marathon, not a sprint, which is quite an important statement, really, because it's for the rest of your life, isn't it? But I have to say, since I was ill in 2019, I haven't really thought about a drink. I did a couple of times. I've been just starting to get well again. I wonder what it's like to just have one. I thought about it the other day, and I thought, nah, I'll have one, I'll be dead. And that's the thing. That's the real crux of the matter. So I do these one-to-one things, go through a few scenarios that I've gone through privately, sort of thing, and I think this will tip them over to sobriety, because it's horrendous when you get to full-blown alcoholism, your life. I mean, it is torture. There's some things I haven't mentioned here, which I'll go into on a mentoring session, but it's beyond words. I mean, my family are surprised I'm still here. Jamie, 7 years sober, fantastic, well done. Oh yeah, James, Pablo, I got polished off 8 pints without thinking about and me. It's okay, but you'll never have any money and you feel roped. Yeah, that's the thing. It's hard to break the cycle, Pablo, isn't it? Jonathan Clifton, no worries for a message overlooked. You have a great channel. Thanks, Jonathan. Dylan, when do WhatsApp groups begin? I just got done with a few little messages last night. We'll look at that in the week and do something with that. Dylan, alcoholics are allergic to doctors. Alcoholics are allergic to doctors. It's true that the doctors didn't do much for me, I have to say. We've got 48 people on now. It's really good. The magic's 100, you know. But we've only been doing it a week and a bit. With your support, we'll get 100, no problem. It's like how the lungs immediately recover when you quit smoking. Yeah, the liver starts healing. Good point. Even though you got scarring. Hi Claire, and in stopping, I just want to lay down and sleep a lot, but I don't mind. It's probably need the rest. That's a good point. Yeah, you do need. Your body needs to rest to recover. The biggest thing with that is, though, don't trip, is get some food into you, because when you're drinking, you never eat properly. And that's a massive problem as well. So stopping drinking is easy. It's staying stopped. Yeah, that's a very good point. If you can get off without any real problems, staying sober is the thing, isn't it? That's the key. But I've recovered 3 times while still drinking. It's amazing, organ. Very lucky, James. Yeah, I'd have a little stent put in mine. The cycle is what rules me. Well, yeah, the cycle of anxiety, fear, general worrying about things, thinking you're missing out. There's so many different parts of the cycle. It's hard to break. Once it's broken, though, then you've got a good chance of getting, on top of it. How are you meant to cope when we have such a lot on the plate? Well, you can cope easier, Claire, when you're sober. I mean, life is I was just talking to somebody about this today. I think the last 10 years, life's become much more difficult, much more complex for various reasons. But we can cope better if we're sober. Hi, Sean, how are you doing? Sean Miller there, nice to see you. Jill, me again. Keep going, you can be here all night. What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you and the influence of some over there? A few I can't really post in here. But an embarrassing thing. I think winning a dance competition at a holiday camp when my daughter was there. I must have been. I mean, if somebody had a video camera, Jesus Christ! I've got 2 left feet. 2 left feet, and I win one. Just one because I was crazy. It's hard to picture you on that broken bed, listening to you. You two and over and over. You really demonstrated. Oh yeah, it's incredible. I couldn't move. My stomach was massively, like Big Daddy the wrestler. At one point, they took off over 4.5 stone of weight in. I'll use the old thing stone, numerous kilos of fluid, just build up and build up because the liver was so shrunken, cirrhotic, didn't really blood flow. I'm going to try and get a good meal. That's a good one. We have a lot on our plate. True, the solution doesn't lie at the bottom of the glass. Well done. Well said, Pablo. Well said. Dance competition. It was, yeah. I mean, I don't even. Another one I did was when I had this competition in Boozer with my sister, who never speaks to me anymore, and her miserable bastard husband. And they said, "Can anybody get a pair of boxer shorts on the stage and win a competition?" I did that as well, but I'd left the police by then. Not that matters. Just a bit of fun, wasn't it? I'm not ashamed. The wasps are leaving me alone this year when I was drinking inside the Jesus bashful face. The amount of wasps on beer. I remember this is a terrible one. I'm going to give you two really bad things happened to me. In the boozer, and I was talking to somebody because I talked too much. I got my pint and there was a wasp in it. I nearly swallowed the bastard thing. And another one, really bad one. We'd been on the drink all night long. Went to back to this section house. And when you've had a really good drink, you just want one more. The bar was closed in the police club, right? And there's a few cans left around the bar. And the table before the cleaners came in next morning, about 3 o'clock in the morning. I mean, this guy had been out on the drink all day, been to a club and that. So I found this can. The top was off, but I felt like 3/4 full. I thought, geez, I was so thirsty. With a little square of pizza or something in Piccadilly Circus. Going back years now, and there was nothing to eat after midnight. But they had a 24-hour pizza slice place just near Eros, in Piccadilly Circus. So I picked this can up. And I thought, the biggest swig ever, because I was so thirsty. It was full of cigarette butts. What the fuck? I'll never forget the taste of that night. What I did then. Absolutely horrendous. Can you imagine taking that in? Bloody hell. Been on the piss for 3 weeks now, trying to take it off. Paul, nice to see you. If you need any help with that, then get onto the description. There's a Beacons link there. I'll do a one-to-one with you if you want. Claire, it just takes the edge off. It does sometimes. Definitely takes the edge off life, doesn't it, a drink? But it's going to kill you in the end or cause you issues. Gee, little dog, alcohol solves nothing and makes everything worse. Once the penny drops, quick and easy. And recall, you were clearly in a bad place. Yeah, man. Yeah, a good band, you two. For a 4-piece. Right, and you would be funny at a party. King of the pub, hours. Yeah, like cigarette butts. Can you imagine? A can full of cigarette butts. Absolutely hideous. Hello, Neil. How are you? Pev, how are you? Nice to see you. Look, I survived a burst stomach ulcer. A 4-pint blood transfusion. Available to survive, yeah. I had a massive hernia. My umbilical area. I'm like bled and split, and I was taken to hospital. We put 2 blast bandages on, all during COVID. And took me straight to resus. And the site use fluid. If you want to Google site use fluid, was leaking out, and most people die from that. And the surgeon said there was 2 surgeons there. One had his kit ready because the radio ahead in the ambulance to get a crash team. I've been in resus many times. I've been a police officer, but not as a patient, obviously. And he stitched it up and saved my life. Unbelievable, because I put this stent in. I live trying to put a portal vein. That didn't work the first time. So I had to balloon it up again. And in between those times, I had this stomach thing. So in the 2.5 years in hospital, I didn't walk. I was in a wheelchair. 3.5 years ago, I was in a wheelchair. Now I go to the gym every day. So what a change. So there is hope, isn't it? And if you find this channel, this live stream particularly helpful, then feel free to drop a super thanks in. And we'll keep it going. We'll keep it as high level as I can, really. And keep it, the thing is to keep the content fresh and current, isn't it? Really, that's the thing. And keep all of you on here and talking to each other. This incredible outlook. Survived a burst stomach ulcer, 4 pints. Wow. I didn't use a glass straight out of the bottle. So ladylike. Well, it's a question of you want to get it into you, don't you? Probably you get a reputation for being Mr. and Mrs. Sociable. Yeah, you do. Everyone calls you when they want to drink. That's a very good point. When I was a young cop out in the section house, everyone came to me no matter what shift I was on. Oh, come on, Steve. We'll go to the club and all that. Go to a nightclub and there's some birds down there. Now all I want to do is sleep. I felt obliged of alcoholics or people pleasers. 100%. Very sensitive givers. people pleasers, helpful, and very caring. And that is terrible when you've got an alcohol problem. It's a hard-nosed meatheads that don't get troubled by alcoholism in general. They tend to be quite intelligent, but ones I've come across, like yourselves, and the ones I've done one-to-one, I've done one-to-one and mentoring, when I speak to these people, they're very switched on. I'm talking from airline pilots to ship's captains, lawyers, and a biologist, and a few nurses, all sorts of, I'm going to go into everything, but all professions I've spoken to. Age range between sort of, some are younger than 30, say 35 to 65, all had good or reasonably good professions, all had problems drinking as they got a little bit older, because his body gives up. One guy was talking about his mate, he drank 6 bottles of wine a day, he's now got stomach cancer, obviously. Yeah, that's very true, probably. You become king of the pub and Mr. Sociable. Bashful, I agree. Social pressure is the hardest pressure. It is when you're young. It was for me. As I got a bit older now, I just said, I don't drink. Because I can't drink. It caused me issues. I don't like it. Was your family support as you recovered? Your parents' house, I know you were very put. Yeah, yeah, they did. My parents were cool old, really, but my dad saw me sober before he died in, 4 years ago. It was 4 years ago on Monday. Just gone, he died. My mother's 94 soon, so it's been good for her because I've been in the newspaper a couple of times, front page, and I've been on here, and I'm doing something with my life. I'm positive. I met a new lady just under 2 years ago, so I'm happy again, So it's seen me at my happiest, I think. So I had a bad marriage. I was drinking and lived away, miles away, and I never really came home much because all I could do weekends off was I wanted to drink. It's a very selfish way to live, isn't it? So what are your thoughts on alcohol-free beer? I really like it and I find it okay when I drink alcohol-free Guinness and sometimes Erdinger, which is a wheat beer. It's done me the world of good, actually. It's helped me. When I go to the pub, I think I'll just have something long. I like a long drink, you see. I can't be on with Pepsi and things like that. You only drink so much water. It's got no flavour anyway. So and again, it's an alcohol-free Guinness. It's only $2.63 in Wetherspoons. But 2 weeks ago, I was away with my partner in Dublin. Hello, Catherine. How are you? And we had, I had Guinness Zero from the tap. It was £8, but it was good. It was nice. Great point. How ridiculous alcoholics or people pleasers. Oh, they are, yeah. I don't, because I didn't want to upset any other people. The problem with people pleasers, when we try and get off it, we're ashamed, you see. You wouldn't know he's ashamed of breaking the leg. They all got broken up. Nobody will be ashamed of having cancer. Nobody's ashamed really of having been a heroin addict. But mention alcohol, everyone's, oh, I'm an alcoholic. Why are we frightened to tell people we've got a drink problem? Why are we frightened? If you had high blood pressure, you wouldn't be frightened to tell people, would you? I had a kidney issue where I have a bag and I have pee in it or whatever. You wouldn't be frightened to tell people. But I wouldn't anyway. Alcoholism, oh my God, people go, whoa, like that. I found out when I was dating people, but post my fiance is very supportive and she knows she's got a lot of brains. Park Avenue to Park Bench. I like that, yeah. Park Avenue to Park Bench, alcohol does not discriminate. It's very true. Very, very true. Look, how long has alcohol been around? It's crazy. Oh, hundreds of years. It was horrendous, even just in Victorian times. Steve, Watmuff, greetings from across the pond. How are you doing? Expat going on 6 months. My wife and I got sorted together. That's great. Such a better life. Keep the work, good work. Thanks, Steve. That's incredible. Him and his wife got sober. Can you imagine how much money they've got now between them? Incredible. That's because it shows weakness in today's society. So, no change said alcoholism shows weakness. Is it weakness, or is it just, like I always say, it's a habit that turns into an addiction? But it's still, the media, I don't trust the media on this when they say younger people aren't drinking as much. Because I spoke to an alcohol specialist sister who deals in cirrhosis, and she said people younger are presenting with cirrhosis. Instead of being between 50 and 70, they're between 30 and 50. So there's a lot of younger people having serious liver damage and other issues because of alcohol, because I think they're drinking stronger stuff. Paul, I tell people I have alcohol use disorder. Own it. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point, yeah. So Paul said now, I have alcohol use disorder and I am still learning about sobriety. Good point. Not a question on that. People say alcohol has been around for 9,000 years, probably has. I feel like I have as well. I'm not saying, yes, I meant that it's low. That's how the media portray it 100%. Murray, even from South Shields, just down the road, isn't it? I'm just in Gosforth. What do you believe? We used to go to South Shields, for curries years ago, Ocean Road. Fantastic place. If anybody comes to North East, go to Ocean Road, Wembley is. Might be there. That's her area. There's so many curry houses. There's nothing else but curry houses, but they're fantastic. Fantastic group. Virtually all, John, I can vouch for that. Virtually all domestic violence is linked to drink, because I was a police officer. I know all about that. Virtually all crimes linked to drink. Armed robbers don't go in sober, they're they'll meet in pubs, go do drug dealers are the only ones who don't drink. But low-level criminals or criminal damage, domestic violence, assaults, it's like in pubs, people pushing people around. Pub fights don't happen in Sainsbury's normally. They happen in pubs, don't they? So the police were always keen to go to a pub fight because they would be a bit aggro. You knew you were going into something a bit tasty. The worst now, there was an Irish club that kicked off on New Year's Eve once. And I was a sergeant then. Me and went patrolling the two biggest lads I could find. Three of us went towards the door. When this door at the side of this club, it's just off Tottenham Court Road. There must have been 200 people fighting. So I got on the main set radio and said to MP, "Can you send the TSG?" The TSG arrived on vans. There was 12 of them, 12 officers in each van. They're all highly trained, fit lads and girls, I knew one of the sergeants on the team. I said, "Can you sort this out?" They sorted it out. The three of us would have been dead. Everybody in that room was fighting. I looked at it. We were quite high up. I never forget it. New Year's Eve in Central London is a nightmare. It's just robbery, whatever. And we looked over, and everyone seemed to be fighting. I just closed the door. I said to the pieces, "We're not going in there." Went till the TSG turned up. They sorted it out. It may show weakness. Catherine, yes, it may show weakness, but what about the young people who take their coke and exactly. Because of relapse, the threat of relapse, people would rather date an alcoholic. Of course. There's a curry. Understand that. Yeah, understand that. Because of relapse, the threat of relapse, people would rather date an alcoholic. Yes, that's true. That yeah, it's a good point, them. In case they want to know, they want to be sure you're not go back on it. I like that. It's quite good. Curry doesn't taste so appealing when you have been sober for a while. I don't know how to chicken madras last night. It was fantastic. I put some prawns in as well. It was all right. Steve, your channel has helped me back to work since June 27th. I'm getting through this because of your understanding. Thanks very much. Denise got some lovely comments coming here. Mapex, evening. How are you doing? Look, I was married to a Russian woman. Her father made me vodka to drink from potatoes in Belarus. Gee, I bet that was rough. Well done, Denise. That's brilliant. Well done, yeah. Alcohol is the devil's work. 100%, Graham. This is random, but do you think two-tier policing exists at the moment? I wouldn't like to comment on that, to be honest. Don't trip. A lot of the force have had drink issues over the years, haven't they? High-intensity stressful work. The highest level of alcoholism is in dentists and doctors, actually, and construction workers, not police. Was there a vote of some kind in Britain to keep pubs open all day? I'm not sure. That came in about 1995, didn't it? I remember going to Scotland. It was already in there. Probably my best days are always the sober hangover-free days. Again, if you find this live streams helpful, then please drop a super thanks or super chat into the system, and whatever you can afford. It just keeps everything current and keeps the vibe going. I think. I'll do more of these. See if I got the time. James, I knew it. A friend. My best days are always the sober hangover-free days. A friend called me perverse for suggesting I might give up the drinking. You have to question what your friends are. Well, of course, they're not really your friends, Most of the people I used to drink with hate me now. I mean, they do. I just laugh. I'm 6'3" and I've got broad shoulders, physically and mentally. They don't like me. It's just jealousy because I've got myself put together and they can't get themselves put together. That's the problem. They don't like it. Great work, Denise. Yeah, definitely you've done well. Comment, I don't think people realise how vulnerable being drunk in the night out can be. That's very true. I very rarely lost control. I was always there and thereabouts in control of my faculties, if that makes sense. I did fall asleep on the underground sometimes and went from one end of the central line to the other on when we used to have a drink after night duty. We were so tired, a few pints in the morning. I'd be there all day. Just about, hello, I'm a donation spree. John, of course, you can donate on here. Just hit the super chat thing, or you could go buy me a coffee if you can't get it. The super chat's the best, I think. It's something all new to me. That's only done a few days, so here we go. I haven't had many one-to-ones recently, so it must be maybe people are tuning in on here. But one-to-one is the best way to get long-term sober, I think, because you can just keep chatting on a private number. It's been a huge anxiety struggle because of the problem of dry drunk. I never understood that dry drunk thing. When I stopped drinking, my anxiety seemed to disappear quite quickly, to be honest. Yeah, so which takes a cut. Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, but that's one of them things. It's a question. That's just YouTube. That's the system, and it's just life, isn't it? Paul, I'm absolutely petrified of everything right now. Was a police officer, but cry at the sound of 3-year-old playing. Yeah, Paul. Now I know what you mean there. Bashful Fees is a fantastic donation. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Superb. Thank you. Yeah, Paul's there. He's a police officer. He was a police officer like me, and then everything becomes really difficult. Right, that's anxiety, Paul. No, don't you? You can drop me a line, on the private thing. There's a number in the description. Petrified of everything, right? Well, that's what I was like, Paul. I became frightened to answer the phone, and even answer mail, and I couldn't go out of the house in the end, really. And before that, I've been wandering the streets. Not wandering the streets, you know what I mean? Policing central London might be a bit tasty at any time, and South London at one point. And it was really, really bad. It wasn't good. So, thank you, Vashel. That's really good of you. I appreciate all your donations and stuff. It's very good of you. And also, some of the statements are coming. You've helped me, save my life, got me back to work, or you helped my health is good for me. It really is. It's a massive, massive bonus for me to be able to help. It really is. Everything in moderation doesn't work for everyone. That's a good point, Pablo. It doesn't. People will tell you to stop drinking. The only people who will be able to work this out for you are people like myself, or people that are on here as a group, because we're all got alcohol issues. So Paul will know how James is feeling, who will know Bashful's feeling, who will know what Pablo's feeling, who will know how I'm feeling. And now, do you understand what I mean? Doctors can prescribe things for various things. Doctors have got to be GPs anyway, jack of all trades, master of none. Then send you to a specialist. You've got a problem with your foot, they'll send you a foot and ankle specialist, and so on. But who do they send you to if you've got alcohol issues? They don't send you to an alcoholic who will know how you feel, because that would be impossible, wouldn't it? Because, there are counsellors, apparently, who've been ex-alcoholics, but a lot of people I've spoken to have spent thousands of pounds going to rehab, and spoken to people who've never had an alcohol issue, but they're good at talking, and they've got degrees in counselling and all that sort of thing. It's totally different. You've got to have lived it to be able to deal with it and to advise people what to do and chat about it, because unless I knew what you were talking about, I'd be lost, wouldn't I? Yes, good point. That Bub yours. His name, that's his name, Bub yours on here. But you need to want to stop. Yeah, you've got to want to stop. As Pablo said, everything in moderation doesn't work for everyone. Sometimes stop is the only answer. It's your life. You owe nothing to other folk want to run you out of your level. Yeah, as soon as you start to think about yourself more, things will get better for you. You've got to be aware of that. If you drink because other people say you should drink, you'll be bored and bastard. There's no more boring than lying in a hospital bed dying. There's no more boring than going to the pub every day and talking about how Newcastle lost, or how Liverpool won, or how much somebody's lost on the horses, or how the pint of beer's gone 3 pence. Drunks' conversation is extremely limited. Their fashion sense is extremely limited. The vocabulary becomes extremely limited. There's one set of guys going to this Wetherspoons, the Job Bullman it's called, I keep going to mention that, sit in the same seats every day of the year. If they're not there, I think, I've gone in one day, I said, where's Steve? He said, he's not been in today. I said, he's either been arrested or he's ill. The paranoia can be very bad, very true. Paranoia is horrendous. I should drink until I passed out, no concept of moderation. Yeah, well, I was like that at the end, in the restaurant. Michael, see if I can relate to your holiday stories, and they have made me. to be honest about my drinking. Keep the stories going. Brilliant. Thanks, Michael. I've got lots of holidays to tell you about. Lots of them. Glenn, Seward, evening, guys. Didn't know you had a live upset. Well, if you just press the little bell thing, apparently, I'm not an expert on this, it should alert you to it. I don't know if anybody's got any ideas of how to alert everybody, then please share them, Paul went to Glasgow Infirmary Hospital 2 nights ago to try and get help. Wait for 6 hours for a 21-year-old doctor to tell me they can't do anything. Fucking joke, isn't it? Absolute joke. That's from Paul. The ex-policeman like me couldn't get any help. I couldn't get any help, Paul. I self-medicated with alcohol for 5 years and nearly died. I fell with partner sister after a big drunken argument. After the relationship was ruined, their sister lived 2 doors away, so another relationship in the bin. Yeah, all through booze. Horrific withdrawal, isn't it? Boring, that's for sure. Definitely, Charlie. Owning a seat is bad. Yeah, what people do, that's my seat in the corner. That's what it means by owning a seat. You're sitting in my seat. Fuck off, you know what I mean? Steve, you mentioned having a lot of time in your hands after you get to it. I think that was one of the biggest problems. I retired fairly long and found myself with a full day of nothing. You've got to fill your days in. That's the thing, you've got to really try and fill your days in. NHS rehab is a start. I couldn't get any NHS, unfortunately, Andrew. I tried everything to get some medication, couldn't get it. Nothing was available for me. And I'll keep banging on about it because it's the truth. I think the NHS are good in other ways, but with alcohol, alcoholics are very, very poor. And that's actually published in a paper somewhere, the British Medical Journal. I think it's going to be published soon. I used to be able to sleep. Until I passed out on the floor, then woke at 3 a.m. went to bed until work. It's horrendous, isn't it? How it takes over your life. What films do you enjoy that portray alcoholism? I've only ever seen that Lost. Was it Leaving Las Vegas? I don't really watch TV. Michael, there was a great line in the song. Go on, Michael. Bashful Fee's rough, isn't it? Horrendous. Alcohol, unfortunately, is a generational lifestyle in this country. It always has been, isn't it? It's getting worse. Yes, Steve, I'm finished work and it is very boring. Yeah, you got the biggest. This is what I did to get over it. I joined a hotel gym, and I wasn't lifting big weights. I'm a bodybuilder. I did a little bit of weights, but we had a sauna, steam room, and lots of good people in there to talk to. I used to take a little box of fruit in, and the staff used to bother me for taking fruit in, but I still took it in. Have some fruit, bottles of water, have loads of water in there, and just sitting around most of the day, chatting. There's a bit of music, go on your iPad or whatever. It's great. It's only 50, 60 quid a month. I'll pay 20 quid now to go to the gym. I don't do the steaming. I'm busy now, so I don't do that. But I'll try and get in for an hour or two every day. James, he's alcohol, unfortunately, is a generation. It's just true. Yes, I'm finished work. Yeah, find some healthy hobbies, really. Great enough songs. Sitting with all my friends and talking to myself. Yeah, sitting with all my friends and talking to myself. Your mind wanders, doesn't it? Now I'm sober, I don't really mix it that much, to be honest, because they're in there all day. And what are they doing over there all day? Crazy. Catherine, if you've got time on your hands, you probably will be a good cook, or do something else, get yourself a treadmill or join the gym. Meet other people who are fit, meet other alcoholics, even not alcoholics, but maybe try the AA. I'm not a fan of the AA, but just you got to get something to fill your time in, and don't think you're missing out because you're not. When you think people in the pub, once I fell asleep upstairs in the club in Easing and woke up locked in the night. I wandered about in the dark, set the alarms off and couldn't find my way. That's just a good topic. Who's found themselves in some place they couldn't get out of? Well, they got locked in. I'm eating more fruit and trying to change my diet. Force yourself to eat good food. Glenn, no real friends and drink. We had a good 50 minutes there. We'll keep going. We've got 50 odd people. And I said, if it's helping you this, then we'll keep doing them and just drop a super shine if you can, or buy a coffee something and keep it going. Keep it up to date. That's the thing. We've got to keep. There's always something in the newspaper about drinking. There's a big article in the paper the other day about alcoholic-free drinks any good, because they're trying to push them, But the vast majority of people still want that buzz, don't they? They still want to feel a bit lightheaded and all this kind of. No real friends and drink. Are there any songs that remind you of your drinking days? Ordinary World by Joan Durant. So I went to a pub. I was feeling a bit rough one day, and I thought I was really homesick for my dad. He was only in his 60s then. He didn't die. He was 91, 92. And I was getting really started to cry in the pub. The Ordinary World. If you listen to Ordinary World by Joanne John, it's very moving. And the other one that's out at the moment called The Sound of Silence. Jesus Christ. By a band called, I can't remember what the band is called. Is it not The Deserted or something? There's a band who brought out This is the Sound of Silence. That song. Very emotional song. Nearly as bad as that Christmas one. So this is Christmas and what have you done? That's a bastard song, that one. Ordinary World, Sound of Silence. There's a few others as well, mind. And Where the Streets Have No Name, because that came out about 1985, and that's when I was really into my drinking, and when I not long after joining the Meta, actually. Not funny, but kind of funny. Are there any songs that remind you of drinking? Great song. Oh, yeah, this is Catherine. Incredible. What's that one? Simon Garfunkel. Disturbed. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah. The band's called The Disturbed. The Sound of Silence. Wow. It's an incredibly emotional song, that, It really is. Always makes me sad. Another thing about alcoholics, they're very emotional people. Well, I am anyway. I mean, the people I know don't think I am. Well, my partner knows I am. My mother knows I am. My sister, not my sister. I don't speak to her. My daughter knows I am. But you wouldn't think that when I go about my daily business. People think I'm a right arrogant bastard. But I'm not really. I'm soft as clouds. Too soft, actually. And I think a lot of you are as well. What do you think of La Boubas? I bought one of the. I don't know what La Boubas is, to be honest with you. Enlighten me on that. They are overall, sad songs. They are, yeah. Pablo, drunk's a boring company. You don't realise because normally you're as drunk as I am. You just top of drinking, aren't you? Try being sober when others are drunk. Exactly, that's what I do. I'm sober now, and I think, Jesus Christ, they're still talking about the cat that fell off the roof 4 years ago, or one of their mates who tried to borrow 10 quid and didn't pay it back. That's the big news. Oh, John's got a new pair of glasses. Fucking hell! Wow, what's all that about? One guy was in the other day. You'd not believe what this bloke called Boyd did. This bloke called Boyd. He's got this red car. He's drinking and driving. He looks like that. I don't give a fuck about him. Every time you go in, oh, he's done this. They pick on people. You see, instead of picking on themselves, pick on people. Streets Have No Name. 87 YouTube. Was it 87? Thanks, Ollie. Appreciate that. There was a pub called the Red Lion, which is between Regent Street and Carnaby Street. It's Kingly Street. You've got Regent Street, Kingly Street, and Carnaby Street. I used to go in there a lot and listen to that. The jukebox in those days. Very sensitive, defensive people. Yeah, Glenn, aren't we? We're not open, but we are now. I am now. I'm very open. You've heard all about me. I'm hearing all about you. Couldn't get more open than this, could you? No. Policeman telling you how ill they were, and this submariner. He's not on tonight, is he? He's a very interesting chap, and DDBB is interesting, but we're all interesting. Everyone's interesting. We're all warm into each other, and that's why we're getting a good group, you see. A solid, integral group. Alcohol and gambling advertising, two things that will never be banned due to tax revenue. Yeah, 100%. Is any wonder where in the state we are? Yeah, the gambling's got worse because people are gambling on their phone, aren't they? There's 24 hours now. You used to be able to go, they book you between, I don't know what hours, 10 and 6. Now you can just do it on your phone. You can bet in America, Australia, South Africa, all over the world. Doesn't walk everyone up in the street apparently, but the staff should have checked the club before they closed. Is sober start really fake? I think he is. Yeah, this my copper's knock sort of mentality. Can't just come out of nowhere like that. Talk all that bollocks. He's talking shite. He looks too healthy. The Promise You Made. Who's that by? Catherine. Clara. Yeah, AVRT there. Sober start is fake. It's said here. Quote and unquote. Favorite music's all sorts. So I listen to U2. I used to listen to the heavy rock. Progressive rock. Rush, UFO. One of the best bands I've ever seen is MSG, Michael Schenker Group from Scorpions bands, Rainbow, White Snake, all sorts of bands. Like Punk, the Stranglers, the Damned in the day when I was playing in the band. I would play bass. I've always wished they would serve drinks in the pub that gave a bit of a buzz but no alcohol. Maybe a mixture of herbs. Maybe they might come up with that. How can you tell that he's a fake? He just pops up out of nowhere, and he's too healthy, too full of himself. That's what I think. Beef and Chicken, I feel like a stalker waiting for sober start to post videos. I don't watch many. I saw a couple and I thought he was talking bollocks, but that's just me, sensitive me. So I've never watched a YouTube channel on a Saturday night before now. I'm back at work and that's hugely important to me. I visited my mum today and she was so happy and relieved to see me. So there you go. You can start to be supportive to your parents, yourself, and everybody else, can't you? You become more reliable, I got weird advice from the sober start too. Yeah, he's a funny bastard, isn't he? Dr. John Campbell on YouTube interviewed a guy who has invented a drink that makes you feel good. No alcohol content. It still could be dangerous. If we're alcoholics, we've got to stay clear of anything like that, really. But they're saying that I drink alcohol-free Guinness, don't I? So, but I don't have cravings. Mine's more an emotional thing. That's why I start. It's by an American band, Cock Robin. Oh yes, I have. Yeah, The Promise. Yes, I do remember that song. Actually, I heard it quite recently. Then seen Rush and Scorpion, Steve. The first band I've seen, Ian Gillan band. Yeah, you're showing your age, Glenn. I'd love to see the Scorpions. I don't know if they're still active, MSG was good, Michael Schenker. What a guitarist. You saw them in the flying V guitars, Incredible. Just what the people haven't seen him. Rush would have been spectacular because he used to play that Rickenbacker bass, didn't he? I always fancied one of them. Had a Fender Precision and Ibanez. James, never heard of Superstar, but his thumbnails are cringe. I've never really looked at these thumbnails. I just saw them flash up somewhere. I'm sure they were German Cock Robin. I promise, I don't remember that. I've got it in my head now. There's a lot of interaction tonight, which is good. Still got only 51. I don't remember everybody else. There's a few regulars not here yet. What's the time? It's nearly 11 o'clock. Keep going a bit though. It's early, isn't it? They're probably not back from the pub yet. Nazareth, yeah, good band. I can't remember their hits. The best ones I had. But there's so many bands, isn't there? Uriah Heep were good. They're proper rock bands, weren't they? Not all this techno nonsense. But I do a little bit of trance too. Above and Beyond are a good band. Well, a good mix of people, whatever they do with records, I hope you're enjoying these live streams. I hope you get something out of them. I hope something positive as well, Deep Purple's a good band, yeah. If there's something positive you're getting out of them, then, stick with it. And let's make it a big, solid group. And if you fancy dropping the super chat in, please do. It doesn't matter how much it is. It's a small amount will help. Just to keep everything ticking over and keep everything, what's the word again? I keep thinking of what we need, not modern, up to date, current. That's it, keep everything current. There's a lot of things going on in the media about alcohol and pub closures, but that makes more people drink at home. And it's so cheap at home, they're drinking more. You can't just say, if you get a load of cans in, or bottles, you go to a pub, you're going to have 5 pints, or 4 pints, 6 pints. If you're drinking too much, cut down not the number of pints, but also the amount of hours you're drinking as well. That's a good thing. If you're struggling to get off it, it's a better way of tapering off. Instead of saying I'm going to go from 10, 9, 8, cut down the time. Instead of drinking from 5 p.m. to 11, drinking from 7 to 9, all that sort of thing. So, yeah, getting back to pub closures, more people are buying it in supermarkets and drinking more because there's no sort of limit on what you're drinking in the house. It's cheap. I was in Durham the other day. And I tried to find a pub just in the pub. We actually was. Couldn't find any open. Wetherspoons was packed. Because cheap is another thing, isn't it? Another problem. I had his comments asking me to come back because they were getting help from me. Rick was deleting all my comments. Now he's blocked me. He doesn't want to stop doing it. I don't know about this book. I do enjoy these lives. Hope you enjoy them. I'm enjoying them, yeah. Good to see people who can interact, Love Hurts, Fallen Angel. I love Iron Maiden's good band. There's so many good bands, isn't it? And Glenn said, this will grow. This will grow, Steve. It's a topic I talked about, yeah. Yeah, thanks, Glenn. I think it will grow. And with your help, it'll be much faster, it'll be bigger. You can't do anything on your own, can you? In your head change, man. Thanks very much for that. That super chat donation really helps a lot, and I'm very appreciative of that. In your head change, man. That's good. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Generally, that's why I've done. I started drinking as late as possible because I knew once I had my first, I wouldn't be able to stop. Yeah, that's good. Are you new on here? In your head change, man? I don't think I've seen you before, but thanks very much for that donation. I really appreciate it. I don't stop drinking late. Yeah, if you drink later, you hopefully finish later. Finish earlier. Because when I was really having problems with alcohol and drinking a lot, I mean, I've been off for nearly 6 years now. I would go and I would start drinking in the morning because I felt so rough. Like hair of the dog. When you've had a hair of the dog, you can't just be sober the rest of the day. You want more. And it started when I was in South France. This girl I met with this camper van. I hadn't drank for 8 years and I thought I'd have one or two. By the end of week one, I was drinking from the camp shop and going in the shower block with a bottle. Having a shower, trying to drink. Well, we're drinking in the shower. What's all that about? After 8 years, so that's how quick you can get back at you. It'll just grab you by the balls and you're done again, you know. And so for 7 years, yes, it was because of a woman I started again. Yes, there you go, Zolly. Why did we do it for these women? I mean, I've got a good one now, but the other one nearly got me killed. I'm still friends with her, to be honest. Well, I haven't seen her for years, but you know what I mean. There's no animosity. It wasn't at the time, so you know. What I mean is, it wasn't really her fault, but because of the situation, I got drinking again. So I was off for 7 years, and yes, it was because of a woman started drinking again. Trying to say it didn't mean anything. Not cravings trigger. A lot of people think, yeah, I know what you're saying, Charlie. I understand where you come from. Look, the worst thing from alcohol withdrawal was the sweat during sleeping. Oh God, bed's soaking, isn't it? You have to get out of bed and put a t-shirt on, and you go back to bed. And that's soaked as well, you know. God, the sweat's going to remind me of that fucking sweat. The bed was ringing. Well, I used to sweat when I drank. So I'm sweating now with my partner because she's hot. After all, man, I drank only alcohol for years. No water, no coffee, just beer. Yeah, same beer, man. James. I couldn't stomach tea. From the time I went to see somebody the other day who has got a bit of an issue, but she's getting off it and she's doing really well. When I met her, we were going to go to a cafe and she couldn't have a cup of coffee because she just regurgitated it. Because you probably get so used to drinking alcohol. But a few times when I've been really ill, one was I had to spend a bit of time on my own in London when my marriage was going through on the rocks before I retired. And I went to a pub and I felt so ill, I've got to have this drink. I had one drink of it because it was a cold lager. I just regurgitated it, spewed up basically all over the table. Not good, is it? There's nothing good about drinking. What's good about it? Only one thing that's been good about your life for drinking? Nothing. That's my points on a point score. Drinking, 0 to 10, 1 out of 10. It's -5 for me. The West, I've done it all. Yeah, from the time I woke up until I went to sleep. Yeah, same here, James. Thank you for that. Thank you very much, Keith, for that lovely comment, and thanks to everybody who's donated. You have to put a lot in. It just makes a big difference. Keeps this going and keeps this content current. I've done quite a bit of research over the last few days. It's amazing what's going on with alcohol, and it's amazing with the medical research in it as well. Hello, Catherine. Thanks very much for that donation. I really appreciate these. You've got no idea how much of a difference it makes. Keeping things going. Thanks, Catherine, and to everybody else, and to all of you who are commenting as well. And they're very positive comments. Very rarely get anybody who's negative on here, which is really good to see. It's a very positive group, this. I'm going through the emotion stage now. So after plotting them out with drinking drugs for 18 years, it's like a feeling for the first time, lost my little girl. Oh, for fuck's sake, man. Well, we're all praying for you here, but there's nothing much I can say to that. Apart from I'm so sorry to hear that. Because I'm a very emotional person myself, and I think, fucking hell, that's bad news, isn't it? I hope you get through it, mate. You drop me a line anytime you want, There's my numbers all over the place. It should be pinned on the top here, somewhere. Or it's in the descriptions. My email is all over the place as well. It was fun when I was about 16 or 18, if I'm being honest. I would never recommend it. Yeah, the fun years are when you're young and fit, aren't they? And they soon disappear when you're struggling. I think I was alcoholic. Hello, Zolly. Thanks very much for that fantastic super chats. Really appreciate these, more than you think, more than you know. And I'm going to do so much work for you to try and keep you all healthy, Because, as I said, there's a lot going on with alcohol, but it's all in the wrong direction, unfortunately, Nobody's putting any stop to it. Nobody's suggesting we do this on the other. Thanks, Ollie. Thanks, Catherine. Appreciate it so much. It's becoming such a problem. The NHS have most, I think, in this country anyway, the NHS have given up on it because there's so many of us with issues. Now, whether it's the recession, whether it's just a culture, I'll still blame Wetherspoons for a lot of it. I'm sorry to bang on about that, but I know a lot of my friends drinking there, or ex-friends, and I know that they're going down faster than Snorford Dyke. That makes sense. Again, thanks, Catherine. Thanks, Solly. Thanks to everybody who's on here. Thanks to everyone who's donated. And if you want me to keep going a while, I will do. Not a problem for me. To me, this is quite early. I'll never drink use again. She wouldn't want to. I beat addiction at the perfect time. My wife isn't going through this alone. It's so unbelievably emotional, AVRT. And I'm a soft lad, you know what I mean? Fucking hell. Jolly, and I can't lie, I had some great drunken nights with mates as a younger guy, but it's definitely, 100%, it's a young man's game, a young woman's game, drinking. It's not something. I went to London about a year and a half ago with my partner, and I hadn't been down there for a while. And I said to her, this is a young person. I mean, she's younger than me. She's a lot younger. She's younger than me, quite a bit. I said, this is a young person's place. By that, I meant 20s and 30s. It wasn't for the likes of us, really, anymore. Plus, she didn't drink very much. Everyone was on the piss, all of it. It was just before Christmas time, actually. Not this was the Christmas before. And I thought, couldn't handle this again. I did think about going back to London, you see, many times, but no chance. Not that it would stop me off drinking. I just would feel too, not old, but too old and vain. You see, when you're a bit older, a bit more mature, should we say, not older, a bit mature, you can't really start your life off again, like you were 21, move somewhere else and start, I'm going to do this, I'm going to buy a house, I'm going to, meet somebody. We're also, no one says set my ways, I can move to China tomorrow. And I want to move away from this country because I don't think it's any good anymore. I'll move anywhere, especially with her. But my point is that to move to a very young, vibrant city, again, wouldn't be good for me. But everyone's different, I think definitely moving to London was a catalyst to my drinking. Getting out of control. But I wanted the bright lights. I wanted to be there, and I enjoyed my time. So there you go. You do have some good nights. Can alcohol cause breathing problems? No idea. People say I've got breathing problems, but I haven't. Barely, alcohol can cause all your problems. Yeah, it's a good point, actually. Thinking back, actually, 2 nights ago, I did something about lungs. I didn't realise it could on my lungs. It could also cause bone density issues. I mean, you never think about that, would you? Alcohol definitely affects your heart. Oh, your heart. Yeah, I mean, my heart used to race when I was younger, even. It wasn't good at all. Really good. Yeah, I mean, it was really bad. It was no good at all. But it's good now. Now off the booze, you see. It was absolutely horrendous at one point. Crazy pace. But what happens is, as soon as you get sober, everything seems to settle down quite quickly. It's amazing how quickly it happens. And what happened to me was the anxiety was the biggest thing. I just thought, well, I can't cope with the anxiety. I was having all sorts of thoughts. And I just thought, well, what's going to happen? I mean, I think it was some man the other day, he actually shot himself in the head with an air rifle so he gets sectioned to get off the booze. I was thinking about committing crime. Because I was thinking about, at least the prison's got and the stations have got nurses there because I couldn't get any help from anywhere else. You have all these thoughts, dark thoughts as well, Problems like that. Makes a shame because I'm a woman who drinks bad. No, we're all humans, whether you're female or male, it makes no difference. I was feeling real tiredness since back at work, but at least I know it's not alcohol related. No, your body will repair. Your body's repairing, so you will feel tired, When I'm on relapse and drinking heavily, my heart pounds. It does. Heart can affect your breathing. Well, I see what you mean, James, yeah, obviously. Causes stress and anxiety, which causes breathing problems, so that's how I feel. It causes a lot of problems. It causes blood problems, kidney problems. And it just knackers your whole body. With me, it hit my mind first, I think. That was the worst thing. And then from the anxiety, then led to more drinking to try and cope with the anxiety. That was the issue. And it just didn't get any better, you know what I mean? Of course, the stress is horrendous. Getting to sleep without it, yeah. More, I've been sick, well, for nearly 6 years. I often miss that little feeling of relaxation. So I stay up late, so I'm dog tired, if you see what I mean. Don't feel bad, doesn't care about your gender. Of course it doesn't. Cause cardiomyopathy, which mental dad of it's 56, like stretching elastic bands so much in the end it doesn't get back to shape. Cardiomyopathy can also be caused by athletes who are doing too much, And that's another thing I used to know, lad. I'll just call him Jim. 33 used to run to work about 8 miles each way. He died suddenly, that was cardiomyopathy. And it was incredible when they said, "Oh, this guy, he's passed away." I said, "What? He's the fittest guy on the shift." And it was like, "What the hell's happened to him?" That's what it was. The post-mortem was cardiomyopathy. He'd overtrained. You know what I'm saying? And that's what happens with the heart with alcohol. And it just becomes, like you said, they're like elastic band, can't take anymore. And it just breaks the skin. It's horrible. Heart palpitations, lots of heart palpitations. Heart hands just out of home gym helped me deal with the spare time boredom. Yeah, anything like that. I mean, the reason I go to the gym is I quite like to see people and a bit more social rather than a home gym. But I've got some dumbbells here, but I don't use them a lot in the house. When anxiety comes to palpitations, yeah, vicious cycle. I still drink, but when I used to drink 7, 8%, yeah, it's too strong. I think anxiety would be depressed and guilty. I hate the anxiety and shaking. My doctor has just given, what's this one, Zagreb? Hope you're enjoying these live streams. Like I say, welcome to everybody who's new, and again, thanks for everybody who was regular, because that's fantastic. I have regular people on here, isn't it? Like a talk show, but better. I think as time goes on, we'll get even bigger and more successful. And there's no reason why we should all get somewhere with it and be able to help other people. There's nothing better than helping other people now. If you get a message like we had tonight, a few on there saying, "Well, you've helped me get sober," I think fantastic. Helps me get back to work. And like I said, if you want to drop us up a thanks in, please do. It's fantastic. Get some donations. It's just extra support. Helps me keep things current and modern and growing all the time. Bertie Bassett, I have been passing blood in my stools. What's that? Gotta stop it. Okay. 2 colonoscopies and CT scan all clear, but still seeing blood. It's the liver. Is that what they said? I mean, I'm not a doctor, but I know a lot about alcohol issues. So I've had all of them, just about, including tonic-clonic seizures. My doctor has just given me beta blockers, propranolol. I bet that's what it is. Thanks, Denise. Good night to you. Have a good sleep. And wake up fresh. That's what we're all trying to do, and wake up fresh next day. What's better? I mean, I would think apart from the bits of time I had when I was off the drink, right? I spent from the age of 18 to now. Obviously, I've been off a few years. The last 20, I haven't drunk many years. In a state of withdrawal or some sort of state of hangover. All those years. So when I wake up now, I think, well, geez, I feel good. But people say, "Oh, that's the best you're going to feel all day." That bollocks. But the thing is, it's good to feel it, isn't it? Really good. Basically, same thing happened to me. Yeah. Well, was that the liver then, James? I like a zero beer with a curry stew. What about you? 100%, yeah. Michael, you can get that zero cobra, The best one for curry, especially if I have one at home, is Erdinger. It's a wheat. It looks cloudy, and it's got a nice taste to it. Try the 4-2-4 technique. Zagreb's breathe in for a couple, count of 4, pause for 2. Okay, that sounds interesting. It could be pals of fishes, yeah. It could be Perlenbach. Oh, I've seen that one, Michael. That 0%. That was really good. Obviously German, isn't it? By the sounds of it. But yeah, 0% has been good for me. I hope this channel's good for you. Lidl. All right, okay, Michael. I'll get some cheapest chips in there as well, but I'll have a look tomorrow. Because I'll either get a zero, I might be getting a bit sick of it. Funny story, actually. This pub I'm on about, the Job Bowman, the Wetherspoons in Gosford, it often sells out of this 0%, and they don't have anything that's anywhere close to that. So I just go to the car and bring my own in. Nobody gives a toss in there. Might as well make it public. They'll only bar me for not being drunk. That'd be good, wouldn't it? no cost to me, a bit medical. That's all some good people talking about medical stuff, which is good. Get some advice from other people. Styropromin is pretty decent. I didn't realize I did zero on that. The styropromin was a drink I used to drink a lot of. The Czech lager, you only get it in the south, couldn't get it in the northeast at the time, but I lived in the south. When I used to come to the north, couldn't get it, so I used to bring crates of it up when I came for a weekend. My dad would say, "What the hell you got that beer in the boot for?" We knew, really, I think. Daniel got knocked out by Usyk, and the Ukrainian champ. Don't know if you follow boxing. I saw a little bit of that earlier, just when I was floating around, actually, yeah. Jez P, anxious when driving can be, oh man, this is my top topic. I used to be unable to drive on a motorway, straight roads, when I was drinking. Now, I found out this when I went to South France with this girl in 2014. I'd been sober for 8 years, and I started drinking when we were in South France. We obviously had to get back somehow. And I couldn't drive on the motorways. I was just holding the wheel, like shaking. I would drive around the country. It took longer than I expected to get back. I would go over the mountains in it. The anxiety when driving was unreal. Nothing happened to me. I thought I was going to faint. I thought I was going to pass out. I was going to have a heart attack when I was driving this great big motorhome. Torture. The anxiety for me. And I'm going, none of that works for me. I focus on my breathing. I'm going, no worries. So I was good luck with the medication. Okay, that's good. All right, who's a binge drinker? Because there's another question about, is binge drinking worse than full-blown sort of regular drinking? Because I was a regular drinker. Bertie, liver damage can cause blood in the stool. I didn't know that. I couldn't drive it. Yeah, I like that one, Neil. Why can't we drive over bridges or flyovers? You know the Dartmouth Tunnel? There was a Dartford Tunnel, sorry. When I used to live in South London, my wife said, I said, I don't like heights. I don't like heights. This is a funny one, really, because I couldn't drive over there. And she said, I'll change drivers before we get to the start of it. And we couldn't change because the bastard knew. Cruel bitch, my ex-wife. Made me drive over that. I could hardly get over the bastard thing. No, I didn't like heights. And March 7th, I went to the top of the Eiffel Tower with my now fiancée and proposed there. Just shows you the difference between drinking and not drinking, doesn't it? I could have flown off the top because my anxiety is 0. My anxiety was 2,000 plus when I used to drink. Richard Bruce, good evening. How are you doing? Hope you're well. Thanks for popping in. And thanks for everyone who's been on tonight. Claire, do you drink coffee, Stu? Now and again I do. But apparently coffee, that's what my liver consultant said twice a year. She said coffee is the only thing that can really tell you that will benefit the liver, or not benefit. It will be a bit of a barrier to liver cancer. Because once you get fibrosis and cirrhosis is very similar. Then the next stage is liver cancer. So it's worth drinking more. I should force myself to drink more coffee, actually. It just pisses me off. You got to pay £5 in Costa. Huge binge drinker. Started from Thursday, finished 11 on Sunday. Yeah, so Glenn was a binge drinker. I was more of a regular. I was saved a pack of cigarettes to quit. No, yeah, Michael, I saved a lot of money. But I spend it on other things. Because money just comes and goes, isn't it? But I was spending £1,500 a month in Central London. At the best, I was spending at the best bars or in hotels and all sorts of crazy amounts of drinking then. Binge for 6 weeks, then off it for 6 weeks, a major problem. How do you start after 6 weeks, Bertie? Because I think it'd be hard to come off for me after that time. Baby, it's the blood dark or red, or like normal blood. I drink coffee three months out of the year in that job. I have otherwise none. That's interesting. Oh, you people pleaser, a lot of it. Oh, Zargov has just been on about this. We're people pleaser, sensitive folk, massive people pleaser. That's always been my problem. Michael, Aldi sell a very nice Euro Pilsner. The best one I got for Father's Day is called Days. You really cannot tell the difference. My kids are so proud that their dad is doing fantastic, Michael. Now, isn't that a wonderful thing? The kids are happy for him. Recently, my daughter came up with a fiance and the little baby. He's 14 months. And I was nearly in tears. I said, 6 years ago, you swimming in hospital, 5.5 years ago, you swimming in hospital, and I was going to die. Very emotional time. And about 3 years ago, when I got a little bit better, I got out of the wheelchair and stuff, I went to Manchester and had a fantastic meal on top of this place in Manchester, overlooking the city. And it was a very expensive place. It was like only 2 chefs for like 10 of us. And I thought, this is amazing. I managed to make it. Very emotional for her, as well. Sure, well done, Richard. Nice to see you around and you're doing well. Around in London. Oh, it's crackers, isn't it? Yeah. We binge drinking. Well, we used to drink in Mayfair. For me, binge drinking is 3 days and 5 days off. Well, I could never do that. Mine was just every day, but not a lot every day sometimes, because sometimes I get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get in for earlies. But there was always something in my system. I suppose it would drained out. It would have gone by the morning if I only had 3 or 4 cans, but there was always something floating around. Why are drugs considered differently from alcohol? I don't know, Richard, really. I don't. There's a good discussion on that at the moment with the British medical lot. It's alcoholics only get 1%. Only 1% of them get some sort of help at the first point of contact when they first get into the NHS. But it's much higher. It's about 17 to 20 percent that actually 50 higher than that. Much higher percentage of drug addicts, as we call them, compared to alcoholics, get help. Tynemouth Company, £20 a kilo. Oh, that's good for the coffee. Yeah, so drugs all classes different, isn't it? I go, bad side, I got pain today, horrible pain. Sorry about that. I go, oh, you get better. Self-destruct for weeks and get better and start doing it again. Yeah, that's the thing. You can get, when you feel better, more confident, you start back on it again, don't you? But 58 people in here, which is good. I'd like to get to 75 to start. They're not alcohol is a drug. 100% a drug. It's just, but they are classified differently by the professionals. If you go into a doctor's, I know this personally, right? Because I know people have been other drug users, and you say, I'm drinking too much, he's going to say, take her off. Slow down. You're going to say, I'm taking so many grams of heroin and inject it every day, you'll send you to hospital, and you get sorted. Glenn, Steve, are you aware of your surroundings and do you never drink? Never take no drink. Are you aware? Well, I'm sober now. Yeah. And do you never take no drink? I'm totally sober. Life, I don't take for granted. I don't take anything for granted now. Everything's special to me now. I nearly died. When you get to the point where you're nearly dying, well, I was on death's door, I was told by the doctors. Serious to critical, I was classed as. James, I was the same, Steve, all day and all night, so drinking. AVRT. The amount of people that say to me, I haven't got an alcohol problem yet, just drugs, so I don't have to stop drinking. It's rubbish, isn't it? Like she said, we didn't mean anything. That's why it started again. Drinking again, she didn't drink. Understand, yeah. But why is alcohol allowed to be advertised on TV? Exactly. It's a government issue, that, isn't it? It's horrendous. I found some people I used to know from the pub don't say hello anymore. That's it, yeah, it happens to me. They actually dislike me. And some actually hate. I've heard this from other people. I don't think that's fucking Steve Curry's a twat. Thinks he's eating all that. They're like fucking kids, man. Just ignore them. Still found some people. Yeah, the people, they're not friends of yours. Ricky Gervais said alcohol is hallucinatory. Yeah. Hallucinatory. It is. I suppose it could be a hallucinogen. That's better like LSD, isn't it? Thanks for that, Richard. AVRT. Alcohol releases dopamine. Drugs release more dopamine. Didn't get a create coethylene, which is a massive amount of dopamine. The addiction will always be one more, right? Some very interesting people in here, Clever folk. Well, I'm learning a lot from you. I hope you're learning a lot as well. And if you are learning a lot and you find it helpful, then please stop a chatting. And thanks to everyone who's done that, because it really makes a big difference. Because it's such a huge tax revenue. Of course it is. Government receipts, yeah. But AVRT, if you watch his comments, very scientific stuff in there, which is good. Well, we all good. Every comment's good, isn't it? It's all positive. I mean, a few of the bad stories, but we're all getting. The reason I'm here is to get people healthy. That's it. Get people healthy. And you're really going to get healthy if you're an alcoholic or a heavy drinker. It's to stop drinking. Eat properly. Get some exercise. Get some good facial creams. Get some self-care done. Get a bit of work done, whatever you need to get done. Get your teeth sorted. I didn't have to have major work, but I got them all whitened. It costs a fortune. But if you're not drinking, you can afford things. Get yourself a new car and live a bit. I didn't live for 10 years. I just existed, barely existed. Rats living in a flat, because, yes, the government receipts, tax revenue is massive. It's too much. You all need to watch Rain in My Heart. I've seen that, yeah. It's disturbing, isn't it? I'll check it out. I want to get healthy again. Of course, you will get healthy. Stick on the air. We'll help you get healthy. All you got to do is 4 things you got to do. Stop drinking. That's the hardest. Well, It's one of the parts. Then you got to stay sober. That's the next thing. But I'll teach you how to do that. I'll do one-to-one mentoring for that. You got to eat, and eating. Even if you don't feel like eating, you've got to eat. Yeah, and then the next thing is you need to exercise and get a good positive mindset. Those 5 things. It's not as if you're going in for a heart operation. You just don't have to pick up the next glass of beer or wine or whatever is your poison, so to say. You want to get. We'll get you healthy. We'll get you healthy. Don't worry. Martin Ron, great to be here with everyone on this. Nice to see you. It will be. It's regular, Michael. Yeah, and I hope you're getting. Hope we can help you on here, and I'm hoping to make us a very strong channel. And that's what I'm saying. Just sort of chatting now and again. We'll keep the research going, and I'll work full time on it. Why not? I'm enjoying doing it. I'm helping people to get a message to say you saved my son's life. It's incredibly emotional. It's you think fucking hell. I've got some influence in somebody's life. And we all have. Everyone here has got a different story, and we can help. We can all help people. It's nothing better than helping somebody. Great to be here. It's scary. It's on YouTube. I just looked up. Yeah, lack of sleep and nutrition and too much alcohol can cause you to go mad. Yeah, I think I was going mad. I think I lost the plot. 100%. Yeah, actually, my partner's always on about the sleep. Routine is vital. Every single morning I do stretches, cold shower. I couldn't do a cold shower, man. What the hell? Sit in the garden, practice gratitude. Compare how my life is now. Compare how your life is now compared to the addiction. That's how I stopped drinking. That's how I keep out the pub. That's how I stop off the booze. My life is so much better now than it was when I drank. It's a massive. The text. I'm not sure how it was. I'll have a look. It might be on the other phone. I'll check it out. Yeah, we're here to get healthy. We're here to get motivated, and we motivate each other. And we can come here whenever we like, and we can do so well. I just want to help people. That's the main thing, That's the goal, and we can help each other. Hello, Wave Breaking. How are you? Nice to see you. The thing is that the more people we've got on here, the better. And I think that the amount of knowledge here is far better than anybody in the NHS for our problem. Do you know what I'm saying? So why can't we beat it? We can beat it together. Let's just answer this question by this chap. She said we didn't mean anything. That's why I started drinking again. Well, relationships can cause problems, 100%. That started me off when I had problems in 2014. Emotional stuff, rather than craving for alcohol, really. It's just the thing is with it, you've got to think about yourself for once. Stop thinking about other people and think. You're going to be selfish, but you've got to think, well, what do you want out of life? I didn't want to be 57 with a mobility scooter. I'm 63 now. I shouldn't say that quietly because I don't look 63. You can make a comment if you want. Much younger in the flesh, as it were. And to be healthy and happy, opposed to what the other guys are and people I used to work with and people I used to drink with, they don't look very happy. It's me who's cracking the jokes and bouncing in what I think is super fit, which is probably a little bit better than not fit, but I feel super fit. Then it's a massive bonus to my life. I know I can't drink and I can't nothing to do with it. I don't have a laugh about it. I have laughed about it. I laugh at them sometimes, and you become the exclusive minority rather than miserable majority. That's fantastic to be able to do that. Mark M, sober 18 years. That's incredible. There's no hopeless cases. Never give up. I feel so grateful I bought the cycle for my kids. Well said, Mark. Yeah, everyone can get sober. Doesn't matter what point you're at. And looking back to when you were in full addiction is great. It's also really good to look forward and visualize how amazing it will be. Yeah, it gets better every day, KRY is checking. That's his name. He said, look forward to what's going to be achieved. I didn't think I'd ever see the next day. But obviously I did, I'm going to see the next day tomorrow. More negative stuff going, Stephen. I'm off to experience tonight sweats because I haven't drunk enough tonight. That's a good thing, one step at a time. Okay, I'll speak to him. I'm off to experience of the night sweats. We'll see you soon, night sweats are horrible, isn't it? In France, they're proud of the fertility hallucinations from absinthe. Absinthe, I've never had any of that. So I did try spirits, I didn't like them. My 8 days started a carnivore diet, focused and feeling good. That's great, Mark. Well done. Probably the thing with you, Stephen, is you speak from experience. I love the NHS, but their advice can be quite abstract. You know what you're talking about. You've been there. Yeah, I think that's important to have. Well, thanks for that. There are, alcoholics know what alcoholics are feeling and know what alcoholics experience, know what alcoholics want and can get. I never thought I could get what I've got now, which is peace, relaxing without alcohol, a good relationship, a good sex life, a good physical life, a good mind, a clear perspective on life, and an interest in the news, interest in things, enjoying a cup of tea, enjoying a slice of toast. I was coughing up bile 5.5 years ago. Had rats in the apartment, no bathroom floor, no heating, and I was running out of money, but I was not doing very well. I was 9 stone in weight. I couldn't lift a teacup up. That's how weak I was. And I looked like a 90-year-old man, 80-year-old man, when I was only 57. If I can do it, then you can do it, and I'll help you get there. And we'll help each other. Was your addiction purely from the love of delicacy, or were Andrew was purely down to drinking too much beer, lager, yeah. Well, and I had a terrible domestic situation, which probably created me. Well, it probably made me drink a little bit more slowly. It got out of control. There's no reason to drink, only excuses. That's a good point. Just excuses. I don't want to come across harsh. Drink would ruin you. It would ruin me. It's ruined a lot of people. It killed a lot of people. Will ruin your life or every other person if you mean by with someone you mean a lot. Yeah, will ruin your life over another person. You've got to be focused. Yeah, he's right there. It isn't. There's no reason. It's excuses. People make excuses all the time. It's raining, it's snowing. I'll go to the pub. Whatever. I'll have some in the house. But there are other factors. I think drink's too cheap in supermarkets and all that. And it's not controllable when you're in your house because you've got 10 packs of beer. You can drink all 10 if you want. The pub's going to close sometimes, but your own glass is still going to be empty, isn't it? You just pour some more in. I think it's right if people beat the alcohol, and I don't think it's right if people beat the alcohol and think they have then take the meat of other people who've stolen. True. Neil, I cheers, Neil. I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for everything. And cheers, James. Fresh sheets tomorrow. You have to be there to understand what it means to have been problem with drinking. Yeah, Catherine, you have to have had experience of it. Doctors haven't, unfortunately. Look, I don't think it's genetic. I think it's like learned behaviour. I mentioned before, you see an overweight family, the children tend to be overweight, don't they? And I think if your parents have drank a lot, and your uncles and aunties, this sort of thing comes from areas where there's not much chance to get away. They're not very transient areas. You know what I'm saying? Maybe a bit more deprived, and so they drink because everyone else is drinking. They're all in the pub at 4 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and not much work going on. People on benefits are struggling. There's not much to think about. There's not much to look forward to, and that's what gets people on the drink. I'm sure. Not with everybody, but a lot of people do. So I don't think it's genetic. I think it's learned behaviour. That's just my thoughts on it. I would murder a drink now on holiday in London. My daughter's aunties, and they're so judgmental. Got to be careful when you're away. Holidays, visiting people. It's always a temptation when you're out of your own surroundings. It's your T said earlier. You've got to have some sort of structure to your life and a routine. Tell those alkies they may stop drinking, but they still behave like an addict. It's not just about stopping. You have to work on your behaviour, 100%. Yeah. You've got to become a better person. If you're with the right person, the right partner, you become a better person. Or do it for yourself. James said he gets nightmares too. Yeah, that's not good, is it? Nightmares. Again, thanks for you all coming here. And if you're finding these helpful, then please feel free to drop a super chat in or a coffee or something. and I'll keep working on these and try and do them every day. There's no reason why I can't. If I'm going to get the support from people, get enough people coming on here, we'll do them all the time. Middlesbrough is partially learnt. Everyone seemed to drink that. Oh, Middlesbrough. I went there last year, did a bit of stuff down there. What a place that is. Jesus. I've never been to a place that was as bad as Middlesbrough for deprivation. I mean, everyone's poor. Everyone's got a walking stick. It was incredibly bad. I don't know what's happened in Middlesbrough. Most of the shops were closed down. Even the Wetherspoons is closed. There's a couple of pubs near the court called the Central and Pig Iron's the other one. The Central has karaoke on a Monday at midday. You're going for a Guinness Zero and a bag of crisps or something. There's people dancing around you. 12 o'clock, lunchtime. Incredible. Crazy night, Middlesbrough. What a place that is. It was fucking incredible. Usually just wake up bloody every hour and take some. Every hour and take some water. Yeah. What net? That's it. Probably don't sleep properly, do you? Well, you're on the right track. Yeah, you don't sleep properly. You don't do anything properly when you're drinking, do you? There's put a lot of questions about. I'll keep them for the rest of the week. Oh, right. This is a good one. Why do people deny? Why do we deny we've got a problem with alcohol? Is it because we feel ashamed? Why do we deny it? Because you wouldn't deny if you had a bit of skin cancer or you had a bad leg, you had a great lump in your toe or something, or you had a pain in your back. You wouldn't deny that, would you? You wouldn't deny very much, actually, would you? You had a bad tooth. Oh, it's my tooth's all right, it'll be all right. We deny alcoholism, don't we? We always seem to deny it. Yeah, Catherine, I'm ashamed, but we shouldn't be ashamed. Why are you ashamed? But I mean, I was as well. The reason I'm asking is because as a group thing, to get some feedback. Really, why are we ashamed? You know, that's why you deny it, isn't it? It's like being a kid who's been caught shoplifting. No, it wasn't me. We know full well it's you, but we just say, right, I've got a problem. Why don't we tell the doctors? It was only my daughter, in the end, who said, if you've been drinking 25 pints a day, tell the doctor you're drinking 25 pints a day, because then they can diagnose you and treat you properly. If you go to the doctor and say, I've got a drink problem, he says, how many are you drinking? You say, 5 pints. He's going to tell you to slow down a bit. If you go and say, I've had 28 pints yesterday and I haven't had a meal for 12 days and I'm coughing up blood and bile and I've got constant diarrhea, then you might look at your case a bit more in detail, Hello, Nikki, how are you doing? Nice to see you. How's things with your partner? If you don't want to discuss it, it's fine, but nice to see you on here. Heating, especially when you live in a small town like I do, you don't want to get a name for being drinking. Yeah, it doesn't match an illness, isn't it? It is it's illness, a disease, isn't it? Alcoholism is associated with tramps and people whose lives are ruined. We don't want to be judged. Yes, I agree with that way of being, but we've got to break that. We've got to break that somehow. This is a good focus for this group to try and change. We'll get bigger this in another couple of months when it gets dark nights, wintry time. These will be thousands of people will be on here. Trust me. We have to break this stigma because even doctors look upon us as second. I think we're classed as second-class citizens or second-rate or whatever you want to call it. We're not viewed highly as individuals, but 90% up to all of the people I've spoken to are highly intelligent and capable people. Very able, very affable, very clever. The overthinkers as well, And to be looked down upon. That's what we look down. Oh, he's a drunk, that bloke. Even my own father said that you're drunk. He got kicked out of the doctors once. Because the doctor said he didn't mean to be like this. But I was really ill. I was in my 40s. I shouldn't have been at his doctor's, but I had to come from London to get a bit of respite from things. Lying to a doctor how much you drink must be something we've all done. Everyone does it. Everyone does it, yeah. Second-class citizens, yeah. We are second-class. I used to have no change in my partner. He's still consuming too much vodka. Bloody hell. Is mental health a big part of it? I'd say 70 to 80% of it was mental health for me. And it leads you into drinking more. Just because it's like another vicious cycle, isn't it? The mental health side of it. And thanks for everyone who's new here. A few new people and also a lot of regulars as well. We're averaging about 50, 60. We need to get this. I'm trying to get to 100. I don't know why I've got that in my head. I saw a bus with number 100 on yesterday. It's probably that. Mental health's a massive part of it, yeah. Yeah, but the denial thing is very interesting. And I think back that I was very confident police officer. I had a bit of rank as well. I was, responsible for public and people, and I was, played in a band years ago, or played a bit of sport. I'm quite a tall fella. I'm a very confident individual, really. When it came to talking about drinking, I was like a little mouse. I should have gone to the doctor, listen, I'm on 13 pints a day, I'm in a mess. Sort me out. Instead, I went, I'm having a few drinks and I didn't feel very well. And all this bollocks, instead of being upfront about it, So I had a pain in my chest. I ring 999, so I got a pain in my fucking chest. Can I get an ambulance here? But we don't, do we? Pussyfoot, man-beat, pound-beat, lardy-dar around alcoholism. And that's not good, is it? It's not good for yourself. It's not good for the doctors either. Thanks, Cat Weasel. Yeah, it's all, yeah. The thing is that it doesn't matter what you are in life, alcoholism is going to get you if you drink too much. But we're all confident people in here now. Most of us are. If you drink too much, maybe not, but you will get back. You will get confident again. You come back stronger, you will come back stronger. My doctor just referred me to a place called Unity House, and all they said to me to fill in some surveys. Same with me. I got referred to this place. And so I went in a suit. I don't know why the fuck I turned in a suit. And with an old girlfriend, she said, "Oh, you look perfectly capable of getting off the alcohol yourself. Just have shandy." What the fuck? Waste of time. My brother always talked to me about how ashamed he was of getting down my parents' alcoholism. Yeah, I did, yeah. He died 41, 28, leaving behind 4 months old. Horrendous, isn't it? When you were in the midst of it, did you your chest pains lasted for at least? No, I didn't get many chest pains actually. I never. No, mine was just mainly anxiety and pain when I got this massive umbilical hernia. Oh, thanks to Coffee John. I said earlier, if you find these helpful, then please consider dropping the super chat in. Keep this content current. I'm doing a lot of research to try and get some different things in. Hello, Paul. Thanks very much for that. Cheers. Met Paul a few weeks ago. Yeah. Get yourself a Guinness Zero. Cheers, my friend. Yeah, old Guinness Zero. Fantastic drink, I keep banging on about it. You'd think I was sponsored by Guinness. I'm not. I'll never sponsor anybody that's tight Irish lot. Yeah, so I've had a lot of Guinness Zero. It seems to be a good substitute, really, But honestly, if you can get it on draft, it's even better. Is it just alcoholics that have cravings to get drunk, or do non-alcoholics? No, I don't know. I'm just speaking from my experience, personal experience. I have no craving to get drunk or have any buzz, really. I just like being sober. Yeah, I like feeling good. I like the feeling stop all night and I'll not be feeling ill tomorrow, I just like my life now. I hated myself when I was drinking. I had a very good job, plenty of money, had a beautiful house in Epping, a bloody Porsche, I had Land Rover Discovery, I had everything. I enjoyed my job. I was on the underground system. I could have a few drinks after work. And then alcohol destroyed all that, But now my life's fantastic. I never enjoyed my life before. The only time I've really enjoyed my adult life is when I've been sober. That's the truth. It's honest truth. God's truth. Thanks again, Paul. Hope to see you around soon. I'm not alcoholic, but had a few beers tonight. Missed my girlfriend who passed on. So this isn't so great. Evan, that's so sad, and I'm really, really. I've had some terrible stories on here tonight, but in a way they're positive and you're sober and you cope with them. AVRT had a terrible problem. Evan's had a terrible problem. Personal problems come into all this. We've got to try and deal with them when we're drunk and struggle with our own addictions and our own problems. So when you're sober, you can deal with things better. I mean, I've got a very dim view on the next few years, especially in the UK, about the price of things and the recession. And I think we're going to have to be strong to get through all this, possible world wars and conflicts and the AI coming, more job losses and whatnot. And you've got to get yourself as strong as you can, mentally first and physically, and start going to the gym. And if you want to look a bit better, the only thing that's going to help you, forget about this running carry on. We're too old for that. Strength exercise. Get some dumbbells into your hands. Get the leg press going. Legs are really important, but this is probably going off track here a little bit. I'm talking about overall health here. You've got to be strong. Yeah, strength is a key. Look, yeah, 100%. Because it will really take its toll on you if you become ill when you're older and you haven't looked after your body. And I would be forever grateful waking up so clear-headed and enjoying waking. Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? How the feeling of being sober and be able to do what you want, and it's freedom, isn't it? And it's peace of mind. And it's there's a better expression than that. It's wonderful, isn't it? It's just it's a different type of life, isn't it? It's going to the fast decline, but I'll stick to the subject. Yeah, that's fair enough, Jim. Yeah, we're on a decline, but what I'm saying is we need to be strong to beat the decline or to keep on top of it, as it were. It's funny actually because the last 2 years I've seen people, probably about 15 people I know died of alcohol-related things between the ages of 45 and 65. A lot of people, isn't it? That doesn't include the ex-colleagues from the Met. And some of them were drinkers, but not all. I'm just talking about people who died. But the ones up here in the northeast have all died from alcohol issues, falling over in roads, fractured skulls, high blood pressure causing strokes, heart attacks, sepsis when somebody's fallen over and broken their leg, all this on, all linked to alcohol. Cycling, swimming, no stress on joints is good points. Oh yeah, any exercise, all exercise is good. This comes on a fast decline. Yeah, we know that. Yeah, that's a good. It's getting worse, James, isn't it? Alcoholism or any addiction isn't related to the drug itself. It's linked to different things. Loneliness, shyness, anxiety. There are heroin addicts who find that it is their peaceful place. Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's triggered by somebody, isn't it, maybe? To me, I don't think I was triggered by anything. I had a good childhood, had a good job, had a good life. I used to enjoy the pub. And I was a bit greedy with the type of drink. It was like the sort of strength of drink I had, I suppose. And, I just got on with it, didn't I? Paul, best feeling in the world. Amazing feeling of waking up normal. Yeah, I like that, Paul. Waking up normal. I spoke to a lad a few weeks ago and he said, about the alcohol. And he said, I'm going to keep off it a bit today on the Friday. I said, you're going to cut down a bit. He said, yeah, I'm not going to have as much. I said, why is that? And he said, because I want a normal day tomorrow. My girlfriend wants me to go to the markets or whatever. And I said, do you know what, mate? I'm normal every fucking day. And he said, oh, you can't be. You can't. I said, I am because I don't drink. So he was actually going to stop the drinking on the Friday a little bit to have a normal day. Don't you want every day to be normal? As Paul said, a normal, fresh day where you can actually attend a meeting or go and see somebody and be on time and sit in a cafe and have a laugh, a cup of coffee and wander around and see all these people with hangovers. The best feeling in the world has been, I've been to airports quite recently. Going to an airport in the morning, early, I'm talking very early, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 in the morning, and being sober and seeing all these people come back from holiday or been on the piss for 7 days, 10 days, 2 weeks. They look fucking wrecked. And you're wondering, fresh as days with your partner who's never had a drink on it, get yourself a croissant, cup of coffee, and they run to the toilet to be sick, sweating like bulls, panicking. You just wander along, sauntering. Yeah, everything's fine. You become top drawer when you don't drink. A lot of very successful people don't drink, right? Why not be the minority? As I said before, the exclusive minority that don't drink, and do something good for yourself. That's the key. So whenever you feel, I'm missing out, I'm bored. No, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna make a few quid. I'm gonna open a business. I'm gonna do whatever. You're gonna get some promotion at work, and you're gonna do this and the other. That's what you want to look at, not what you're missing out on. You know what I'm saying? And I think you've got to focus on what you're going to do and what tomorrow will bring and how good life can be, because that's how we are going to be successful here. We don't get anything from being miserable bastards. You cheer up as well. Your whole life improves with the sobriety. You become more focused as well, more ambitious as well, not just for yourself. For your kids, I can go down to Manchester and see my daughter and, come up here, go for a meal and, life's good. It's not as boring as it was. It was so boring to go to the pub. I think I went to the pub because I needed to see at least somebody out there. and realised I wasn't just stuck in this prison, you know. A good point, the catalyst to addiction, yeah, definitely. A good mate of mine died in his 40s by falling down the stairs drunk. Yeah, there you go, Paul. You got accidents, you got suicide, you got alcohol issues with the liver, the heart, the kidneys, the pancreas is a big one. And a couple of people who died of pancreatitis. A lot of drinkers smoke as well. It doubles the risk, isn't it? Great question. What's your favourite food? My favourite food, I would reckon, is Chinese to eat out. Thai, Chinese. I like Indian food. I eat a lot of prawns, a lot of salad, like prawn salad stuff. A bit of steak. I just steak in the fridge for about a week. Yeah, I like Greek food. I like all sorts of food actually. The only food that I don't like is couscous. No, weird. That really stony stuff. But my partner eats chicken. I'll have anything really. I've not been fussy on food, but yeah, Chinese is probably the best, but not the takeaway stuff. Is in a little box, a proper restaurant, you know, because that stuff they put in the box is all fucking home. It's all made 3 months before in a factory, isn't it? And just stick it in the microwave. You go and ask for what's a king prawn with mushrooms. The piss, you really piss them off. You ask for no onions because they put loads of onions in these dishes to fill them out. It's Chinese takeaway, so you can't make ginger and whatever king prawn with da-di-da-di-da and spring rolls. You can't make them in 15 seconds. The Chinese can get them both out of the microwave. That's all horrible stuff. Nicky, couscous. I don't know what you do with that. It's like a load of gravel mixed up with some peas or something. Even if it's 20 years so, I still class myself an alcoholic who just choose not to drink. Paul, that's probably the best way to do it. An alcoholic who choose not to drink. Did he fall backwards, cracked his head? I get sick of the time I was wasting thinking about the craving the drink, the bottle, saying to myself is tiring. This is a good point. The amount of time you spend drinking and the amount of time you spend recovering is absolutely incredible, isn't it? Absolutely incredible. I Manchester 999. It's not worth it the next day. As somebody once said, is the juice worth the squeeze? Probably not. Again, I'd just like to say if I'm helping you or we're helping each other, then please drop a super chat in or feel free to. Keep the channel moving. It's moving along quite nice actually tonight. We've got a lot of people on. Gary Fonner, I hope I die drunk, says Bob. I wouldn't want to die at all, really, if I can help it. Not at the moment. I've lived enough, you know. Richard, the difference between a drunk and an alcoholic. Well, an alcoholic depends, isn't it? No, I haven't tried that crisp sandwich yet, Paul. I keep forgetting about it. I've got no bread at the moment. I've been trying to get a bit fitter. It's a bit weird. So I've got no bread. But I'll get some brown bread. Maybe brown bread. Put some nice crisps in there. I think, you know, I remember when I was a kid, I used to have salad cream sandwiches after school. I was really hungry. Salad creams. One of the, you know, and we had toast toppers. They're good. General, but Manchester 999's put like 55 messages, but they've all been retracted. I don't know what I was trying to say. Just put it in, Manchester. I'm not going to be offended if it's a nasty message. I don't give a toss. I think they're quite nice because you seem a decent bloke. Bob, just hope you didn't die of cirrhosis. So painful. Yeah, it is a bad thing. Nick, you're on high, Gary. Having fun in the summer. Sun here. Well, Bob, absolutely a nuisance in the field. Yeah. Well, you shouldn't be thinking about suicide. Come on, Bob, for Christ's sake. You're too young for all that, Karen. You need some help with that. Nobody's going to die in this. Yes, Jim, just relax. Take it easy. Bob, if you need another drink, have a drink. You don't want to be doing anything silly because we're here to support you, know. I know this is a bad time of the night. Toast toppers are like stuff you put on top of toast. Ham and mushroom was the best one. Let's deal with Bob for a minute, yeah. Bob, I always like that, and I've come through, and I'm fine now, more than fine. So you hear, I know I've had friends who've done crazy things this year, really dark things. It's not good. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. You might think there's not, but as my mother always says, in 1994, nothing stays the same. You think you're going to stay in the same rut, but you're not. Things give in the end. You know what I mean? And you'll be fine. Just reach out to somebody. You know to ring if you're feeling. Ring 999. I would, to be fair. And I've got a lot of experience of this. I've also got a lot of experience 999 being in the emergency services. You know, you will get help. Don't do anything stupid. Zoli, back to you. Toast toppers. It was a little tiny pot of stuff. It was very, very tasty. You toast some bread, bit of butter, and put the toast on together and cut them into. I used to always cut them into 4 triangles, so I'm a bit dainty. Fantastic little snack. Sandwich bread was another one. What I'm trying to say in a roundabout way here is no matter what you get to eat, right? Eat something. Eat something, yeah. Lots of red onion at Powerhouse, for goodness. Really, I didn't know that. I couldn't get any red onion. I bought one that was a bit rotten. Think of the positive things in your life, Bob, yeah. There's always some good, in life, Bob. There's always good stuff. There's good people here. Really good people. Life's good. When I was really at the bottom of everything, I managed to get out for one day when I just managed to get out of a wheelchair about 3.5 years ago. I managed to get myself down the river, and there was a heron landed on the water or on a tree. And I thought, fucking hell, life's worth it, because I was really bad. Really bad. And you've got to pull yourself up. You're strong enough to do that. There's 50, 60 people here will help you. Because most of us have been where you are. And you've got any family. I was like, one of the doctors said, have you got any children? I said, I've got a daughter. I said, how would she feel if anything happened to you? You didn't think yourself. And that turned me around immediately. Let me think. Readiness is good, yeah. Without sounding paranoid, best come off gradually off. Yeah, you've got to come off it slowly if you can. Those Sam Smith's toasties today, top draw. Oh, they are good stuff, aren't they? Manchester, oh yeah. First, I was going to say my old flatmate in Dublin here almost killed himself through the drink, dived into the liver at 2 a.m. The River Iffy. He gave the drink and sold his business for 200 million. Fucking hell, what did he do? But if you want to donate in here, you can, Just joking. 200 million pounds. Property, maybe. Slot a lot longer if necessary. Fresh orange and sparkling water next day. Yeah, I tell you what I've been having. It's absolutely horrific to drink. Lemon juice, turmeric, drop of olive oil, and a little bit of water. Just get it and swill it, and then have some fresh water after to take the taste away. It's fucking dreadful, but it does you good. I feel much better with that. I don't know why. Just a little bit of that. What music do you like? Still, I'm into Roxy music. Good joy. I've never been into Roxy music. It's a bit bland for me. I like a lot of heavy rock and then punk in the Time Strong, the Sex Pistols, that sort of thing. A lot of rock bands. So. Catherine, it's terrible feeling so down, but we have all been there. It's something like Bob. It's very true. We've all been there. Yeah, some have been worse than you, but pull yourself together a little bit. I don't mean that nasty, but to get out about and to see life again. Life's fantastic when you get off the drink. I think it's as if somebody opened my eyes, because I was living in withdrawal for most of my life, or with hangovers. Hello, Urban Angel. Urban Angst. Bob, and once I could have won the Thunderball. Well, you never know, do you? Lottery's on tonight as well, Bob, you've got to be positive. Come on. We need to see you every day. This is a big, successful club, this, It'd be bigger than Manchester United. Manchester 99's on again. Amazing story. He was teaching English in Taiwan and met his engineering bloke who had this idea for Bluetooth chips for vehicles, sold it last year, £200 million. Did he give you any money, Manchester? If he did, I'll meet you in that pub near the bus station in the city centre on Monday at noon. I've done it, James, but maybe it wasn't in deep, but I went back, obviously. Most of us relapse at some point, We have to be positive. Try and keep off it. Because the longer you keep off it, the better. The longer you can stay on here, the better as well. And this will be on nearly 2 hours now. So if it's helping all this, then please feel free to draw a donation in super chat or super sticker, whatever a super sticker is, or to buy me a coffee or something, just to keep things moving along, keep the electricity on. He owes me a few bob. Well, let's shout out. So I'm an ABU. I'm an ABU. What's an ABU? Let me know what ABU is. I don't know that. And if you can't manage much food, smoothies, but yeah, smoothies are good. Plus vitamins help a lot. Yeah, Smoothies are really good for any fruits. It's just on the turn of it. You just stick it all in with the milk. Okay, net. I was told to drink 1 can less each day in a month. Drank 1 can less again. Raise the legal drinking age? Maybe. Would that make a lot of difference? So, with the lack of parenting in this country at the moment is dire. So that would make a lot of difference. I don't think. Anyone, man, you? Yeah. The parenting skills have gone out the window, haven't they? So that's not gonna, the age is not going to make a lot of difference. I don't think personally. I mean, I used to go on the pub when I was 15, and it was like rite of passage, isn't it? As long as you're not caught in your bother, the police don't care. Particularly, I know you've got this ID thing. What difference does it make though? 18 to 21. I mean, I do agree in some ways that there are statistics out that say the earlier you start drinking, the more chance of you will be an alcoholic. That's common sense, isn't it? Really, you know. How do we do it? More. I've done it again, but maybe it wasn't Steve. To stop relapsing, you've got to focus on the future. Wind the clock forward. As soon as you look at your first drink, don't take your first drink because you know where it's going to end up. It's going to end up maybe in a wooden box or getting burnt alive. Well, not burnt alive, just going burnt, cremated, because that's what it'll take you. It'll take you to an early death. As soon as you see that drink, turn your mind the other way. You know what I mean? Bob, no, I've only got one daughter. Bob, but she would have been devastated if anything happened to me. And that's the way to think about it, Nick, you love my smoothies. Where's the concoction? Just one daughter. But she means the world to me. So, think about that. Think about yourself. Think about your children. Think about your family. Think about your friends. And think about us now. Because you're part of this group now. You can't leave us, for fuck's sake. When I was still on withdrawal and able to eat solid food, I made smoothie with Boost meals restaurant, whole milk, and an avocado 3 times a day. You see? Nutrients. You need nutrients. Alcohol dispels the nutrients in your body. You need good food in you. I should drink more. I've just reduced the strength of the alcohol. I think I'm on the right path. Good. That's excellent, really, isn't it? Yeah. Paul, my mum died of alcoholism. It was a horrible death. I wouldn't wish it on anybody. Also, people die in hospital, Paul. In there. People with yellow eyes. Fucking frightening. Bright yellow eyes, like a workman's jacket, Incredible. Or lemon coloured, yeah. I was told 4 pints, 4 days sleep. Yeah, you got to taper off, with a common sense attitude as well. Unless you can't, so I couldn't taper off, or I couldn't just go take it. I'd have died. So we've been on for 2 hours now. If anybody else wants to drop a sort of chat in, that would be great. Anybody else wants to comment on anything? Anybody's got any maybe topics for tomorrow? We'll do another topic before we go because it's gone quite well, isn't it? I mentioned denial, isn't it? Yeah. Why is quitting so hard? I think it's habit, isn't it? All of it. James Lee was in well deeply drunk all day and night 9% beers. Thanks, Steve, for your comment. It is hard. It's not an easy thing. It has to be, but you have to plan it. You have to have a structure to your coming off. And when you get sober, you have to have a structure to Pev, wonderful donation. Thanks very much. Appreciate these donations. They help so much to keep things ticking over. Help with research and people I've got to see and meet and stuff like that. And if it is helping me, then like I say, a little donation goes a long way to help things out. It's really good. This has grown quite quickly. This channel. And it will keep growing like this because it's going to get exponential growth because there's so many people with problems and there's so many good people here. We're all good folk on here, because we'll get rid of any dickheads. And there's enough of you who are strong enough to get rid of them anyway. So this is good. We're like a hard band of people, but sensible with it, There's no such thing as moderation for any addict. Crazy the advice what some people give out, Yeah, I agree. I don't agree with the doctors and counsellors unless they've been where we have 100% of the only people who can help you, we're all alcoholics, aren't we? We can help each other. I know I've got the ace face at the moment, only because I'm on here, but there's a lot of knowledgeable people, and there's one guy came up with scientific stuff. It was AVRT. There's loads of clever folk, yeah. As I said before, there's some of the subscribers, ship's captains, medical people, biologists, solicitors, pilot. There was a pilot on the other day, a bloke with a massive foreign exchange business in Russia, and people from Canada, America, Finland, all over the world. And I'm just one little fella from ex-copper. There's some wonderful people in here. I learned a lot from this. I'm learning a lot every day. Pretty much, the live chat is therapy for me, hearing stories and familiar outcomes. Over years of alcohol abuse, I became a shadow of my former self. Yeah, and me, Graham. I wasn't myself. I wish my dad was still around to see me now. He'd be so proud. He'd listen to the shipping forecast, gets me through the night. Yeah, why not? I listen to LBC. And last night there was somebody talking about they celebrated the dog's 12th birthday. He's only got one leg, or had a leg missing. I felt quite sad for the dog. But that's the sort of thing I listen to. But you know what? I woke up today sober and I went to the gym. I had some granola with some raspberry, some apple, and some banana, and about half a pint of milk. And I went to the gym and I felt fucking fantastic. Spoke to my girlfriend a little bit. Spoke to my daughter. Had a good day. Live chat therapy. Yeah. Listening to the shit before was good. Yeah. Stick me down as a moderator for the channel. I will do, Paul. Yeah. When we're going to get a little bit bigger in the next few weeks, we'll get a couple of moderators on, so we don't get any twats. And then we could keep it rolling for maybe 3 or 4 hours that way, And I would nip out and do what I need to do. Have a sandwich, and you just talk amongst yourselves. If that makes sense. So at least I can stretch my legs, because this could be busy all day, couldn't it? Well, not all day, but most of the night, because the night time is the time when problem drinkers are really lost, and even sober people, because they're sober, can sit a bit longer. It's just towards 12 o'clock now. Heating the shipping focus is cool. Don't know why, but it helps me. It's weird, isn't it? It's so boring. Probably Paul drift a bit like LBC and the dog with going for a walk or birthday. Doesn't matter if you were in deeper mid, give it a go, you will get the sweats. Yeah, it's just part of it, isn't it? As I said before, I mean, I had terrible seizures with it and I was really bad. But if you can stop with a few hardships, you don't have to go get your leg amputated. You just got to not drink. How difficult can that be? It's up to you, isn't it? And that's why everything's in there. As soon as you put the drink down, it's finished. Everything's in your head. You've got to work on yourself then. I'm past all the withdrawal symptoms. I've been through it all. I'm a lot better. Got better now. It's good. Well done. Anybody that's got sober, getting sober, then well done you all. I'm going to end this soon because I need a bite to eat. And it's 12 o'clock. It's 12 o'clock? Yeah, it's not late, though, is it? Anybody else got anything major to say? Or anybody else leave a little sort of chat or something before we go? And like I said, anything you want to talk about tomorrow? It's like a general discussion. I don't think there's any point in having a structure of things. 5 things that help you start drinking, 7 things you need to do, and all that. That's nonsense. You just have to keep it light, keep it focused to some degree on the subject of alcoholism. But you can talk about anything you want, really, and just dip in and out of it, and keep yourself fit and healthy is the main thing. Because a lot of us, might not be here if we continue to drink in a couple of years' time. It'd be nice to be here in a couple of years' time. We've got 50,000 viewers, wouldn't it? And all you are part of it, helping your own people, like mini counsellors or whatever you want to do. There's a lot can be done with this. Trust me, there's a lot can be done with this. And I've got a couple of people who are better at business than me, who know how to market this to get it to people and make it popular, and we'll get away now. And good night to Catherine, first of all, and good night everybody. I mean, there's still 45 people. We'll give them that 10 minutes. Anybody else got any actually no, we'll get off because a lot of people are saying goodbye. Right, it's 2 hours, 10 minutes is quite a lot. We'll speak to you all soon and catch up with you tomorrow, which is now was just buzzing into Sunday now, isn't it? Cheers, Bob. I'll speak to you all tomorrow and have a good sleep, or listen to the shipping forecast. I would imagine the shipping forecast is a bit hairy tonight with all the rain. Could be quite exciting, couldn't it? I'll tell you one thing before I go. If you get a chance to watch this, well, there's 2 things. Life on Mars about the police, and the Cheers Manchester, and also the one about, what's it? Oh, yeah. Thank you, Martin. Trollerman. Scots people. They're so broad Scots that they're getting they put subtitles on it. They speak faster than I do, which is something to behold, isn't it? Okay, thanks for everybody, and thanks for donations as always. Really helpful that, and keep it current. We'll keep it busy. We'll keep it research going, and I'll try and get a hold of a few bits of publications with the British Medical Journal. I'm trying to get the media involved. We've got a few little ins there, and we'll try and get you all to a better place and keep you all healthy. Speak soon. Good night, everybody.